Welcome to the Triple Takeover Toycast, a fortnightly podcast all about Transformers and occasionally other toy lines as well. But tonight is about Transformers because we're talking Beast Wars.
Again?
Oh, baby, I've been waiting for this.
Is this the second Beast Wars episode?
I want to say it's the fourth, I think, actually, because we did Beast Wars second twice. We did Beast Wars second 1 and Beast Wars second the second, and we did...
That was me joke.
Oh, was it?
Right,
okay.
No, look at that. Niche joke.
Do it again.
Yeah.
3 people who like Beast Wars second.
Yeah, try it again. Come on.
No, it's gone over your heads now.
No, we can put it back under our heads. Come on. Give it another go.
That pterosaur. There we go. There's a flying Beast War.
It is, yeah, true, yeah.
What was that bird called? The grey one that I've got a toy of? Air Razor. There we go.
I know that one.
Yeah, showing off all your beast knowledge now, Liam.
Yeah, or the beast.
Ornithology, man.
This is incredible.
Ornithology.
Yeah. Sadly, we're not talking about Air Razor or Pterosaur tonight because we're into a completely different territory. You guys don't even really know what we're talking about, do you?
Yeah.
Beasts.
Yeah, but like specific arena of beasts.
Yeah, Shadow of the Beast. Or Altered Beast.
Yeah, sure. I mean, none of this is accurate, but fine, okay. We're talking about Transmetal 2s. Is the thing tonight.
Yeah, like Spitor.
Exactly.
Oh,
I thought it'd be fun.
Hilarity is coming.
Yeah, nice.
This is it.
Is this one with that baboon thing?
No, that's Fusors. We've done those. We've done Fusors before. Yeah.
No,
the Mandrill. He's talking about the Fusor Mandrill. Yeah.
What was he called?
Bantor.
That was it, Bantor. That's the one I got Maz to buy TFN because suddenly I couldn't stop laughing at the name, and it was on Andy's Kapow store. And me and Maz were just for ages laughing, and I was.
Did he actually buy it? Did he buy it?
I think so. I feel like I convinced him.
Yeah, it was like £5, wasn't it? It was like a £5 Bantor.
Wow.
Yeah.
£5 Bantor.
Yeah, cheeky Bantor.
Well, you can get £5 Bantor if you signed up to our Patreon.
There we go. That is a perfect segue. Absolutely love it. Yes. So yes, do sign up to our Patreon if you want to get more like this. We're going to go through all of that later, and we're going to mention that, of course, we're sponsored by TF Source. For this episode as well. But yes, it is all about Transmetal 2s. And I thought this would be kind of fun. I'm not going to lie to you. We had something else in mind for the topic tonight, and that kind of went a little bit wayward. And then it was like, what are we going to talk about instead? Let's do the beasts.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be kind of fun because, as we said, we've done main episode Beast Wars, which was back in the era when we were ambitious enough to try and tackle like an entire toy line in one somehow like 90-minute episode or something, and it was just like never happened.
3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shoot for 90 minutes and get twice that. Yeah, exactly. And then we did, of course, do Beast Wars second, 2 parts of part 1 and part 2. And we have talked about Fusors in a mini-sode on our Patreon. There you go. And I just thought this would be great fun because actually talking about mini-sodes, we just have done one, haven't we, about asymmetrical Transformers.
Yes.
And Jason, you copped to a bit of beast knowledge yourself, didn't you?
I did, with my Transmetal Spitor. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So I know one.
You like a bit of beast?
I do. Just a bit of metally beast.
Yeah, exactly.
I never lick the chrome though.
No.
Was there people talking about licking chrome? Is that a thing?
Probably Liam. Sounds like a Liam thing.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the times I've licked chrome. You know, when you chew the chrome on toys, like you would chew the old G1 guns, that taste. I can still feel that metallic taste on my teeth. I can still feel it.
Yeah.
The thought of it.
That's like square batteries on your tongue. Don't do this at home, kids, right?
Yes, but, that sort of...
What?
Yeah.
I suddenly got that alkali taste that you get from licking a battery.
Yeah, exactly.
What is going on with you two licking batteries?
We've all licked a battery or two in our time, haven't we?
Can't say I have. No.
Try it after this.
Tend to enjoy the taste of food.
Maybe that's why you're so low energy.
Wow.
Banging those cymbals.
Yes.
Like a bunny.
Maybe so.
We're ever ready.
Good God. Well, the bunny brings us back on topic slightly.
It does a bit.
So no, I've never licked a Transmetal 2. That's what I'm going to say. So
okay.
But
first time for everyone.
Maybe before the end of the evening. You don't know. The evening is yet young. But these are very nice looking toys. So maybe you'll be tempted to lick one. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
By the time we're done.
Is there a toad?
There is a toad. That's the one that Jason knows.
That's the one to lick.
Technically a frog, but still. Now, listen, this is going to be done a little bit on the fly, but I am interested. Do either of you know much about these toys beyond your frog, Jason?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, no, wait. It's the... Oh, I got that. In that box of stuff that I got, there was... I don't know if this is a Transmetal one, but it was a big jet that had lots of chrome on it that started flaking very badly.
Oof. Sounds like a Transmetal.
But I don't know. Yeah, I think that was a was it a blue chromed color? Maybe.
Oh, okay. That's Beast Machines. That's Beast Machines.
Oh, is
it?
Okay.
We're in a whole other category here. So I was thinking when you said jet mode, I thought you might mean it was one of the original Transmetals, because there's a clear distinction here between Transmetals and Transmetal 2s.
Yeah.
Now, Transmetals came out in the first year was 1998. And they came out at the same time as Fusors. And that, as I say, that was like the big mix-up to Beast Wars, where they basically gave them like metallized, robotic-looking beast modes and more organic-looking robot modes. And the best example I've ever seen of this is probably Rampage, where you've got like a very robotic-looking crab, and then it's almost like you peel the shell off it as it transforms, and then you've got this like really organic-looking crab-esque robot mode. It's like the weirdest thing, but super cool. Now, Transmetal 2s mixed that up again, and then this is like a big mishmash of organic stuff and robotic stuff.
You'll recognize some of these, Jason. There's a few in here that I know, and I think that you'll know. There's one of the ones, if I recall correctly, is Prowl the Owl is in here somewhere.
It is Prowl the Owl, yes.
Prowl the Owl.
Yeah.
We'd already had Prowl the Lion, and then we got Prowl the Owl in this one.
Super Creepster Dinobot is in there, isn't he? This is the creepy Dinobot, the weird one.
Creepy Dinobot is in this, yeah.
Dragon Megatron, he's in there.
Dragon Megatron, indeed. Well done, yeah.
Oh, there's a few more. Cheetor. There's another Cheetor.
There's a Cheetor. There's always a Cheetor.
Is depth charge part of the first Transmetals?
So yes, depth charge is part of the first Transmetals, and the big tell, if anything, other than like the fact that Transmetal 2s are like a bit of an ungainly kind of horrid mess, and I mean that in the best way, because I love these toys, like I absolutely adore them, but they are horrific, and whereas Transmetals are like a little bit more uniform and symmetrical and kind of what you might expect. But the other big tell is that Transmetals had third modes. And so like some of those were like vehicle modes, like full-on vehicle modes. So like Waspinator, Transmetal Waspinator turns into a jet, which is kind of what I initially thought of was when you were talking about a shiny jet, was that it could be that. But then some of them were just like Cheetor is just like a cat that has little jet wings that pop out from the sides, for example. So, or like Megatron is a it's cool.
Oh man, you should watch the show, Jason, for Cheetor and his whole little turbines. That Cheetor.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Well, like Megatron is like a T-Rex, but then he has little roller skates that pop out of the bottom of his feet. Right. So,
but this isn't where we get Optimus Primal in his hoverboard, do we? That was first Beast.
Yeah. That's Transmetals. That's Optimus Primal on a surfboard. Yeah. All of that.
But we're Transmetals 2. There's kind of
this is the next version.
This is the messed up.
This is the follow-up. Yeah, this is the messed up. These are like you just imagine like a Transmetal that's got no vehicle mode, but it looks kind of like a mutant. Basically, it's like a horrific mishmash, horrible sort of experiment gone wrong of what a Transmetal might be.
This is where we were leading to Beast Machines, isn't it? And they get that whole skinny, mangled aesthetic that they love so much in that madness.
Yeah, it pretty much is, to be fair. And some people, I think actually these toys are, I was going to say some people love them, some people don't, but I think actually, to be fair, a lot of these toys are pretty popular. I wouldn't want to say that they're not, because, they just look so nice. Honestly, we're at like premium finish at this point, like really nice chrome, so much paint, it's ridiculous. And just the toys, for mainline toys from like every price point, I honestly can't think of a point where they've ever really looked quite as good as this. Like it is quite something in terms of the sort of finish and level of attention to detail. It's quite impressive. But we are going to start with some of the smaller ones and some of the sort of less...
Tigerhawk, he's in here. Somewhere.
He's in here, yes.
Really?
Yes, we're going to get to him. We're going to get to him, yeah.
Because that's a reissue, isn't it? Legacy now, Tigerhawk. Is that right?
Not well.
No, it's a new toy.
A new toy.
Oh, okay.
The same character.
When you say reissue, it's like they've not re-released the original toy. It's a new, it's a very different thing.
That character.
God, see, that's weird. Now we said that. I've had this weird sense of deja vu because I remember us talking about Tigerhawk when it was first revealed, but that was Maz, wasn't it? That's how long ago that was. We had that long chat about that reveal of Legacy Tigerhawk, which feels like a new toy. But that's actually quite a long time ago that was first revealed.
Yeah. Well, this stuff gets revealed now so far in advance as well, doesn't it? So it's not surprising. But yes, I remember that. Right, we're going to begin tonight then on a bit of a weird one. And we're going to start with, we've talked about Beast Wars size classes before, but the smallest
you started a thread. It's exciting. It's the
exciting thread on our little chat.
Ooh, this is great. This is always the exciting bit. It's like the Christmas Eve of this episode. Like, the excitement before the actual thing happens, and you're like,
exactly that. Yeah. You think you're going to get something good, and then you're going to get this. Here we go. So we're on to basic class.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I've had some of these. Sixo. I've had some of these. Yes, I had this guy, and I had. Oh my goodness!
Is this Optimus Minor?
This is an Optimus Minor.
Optimus Minor. This is Optimus Minor. Yeah, this is one of the more notorious Transmetal 2s, and it's fair to say one of the least successful. Like it's a little bit. It's not the best toy. Let's put it that way. So I'm
going to blow your mind here. I like this one.
Do you? Okay.
It's got one of the best toy head sculpts ever. That robot head
it's
sculpt.
A cool head
the
sculpt,
face. Because it's a really expressive Transformers head sculpt. Like you look at the eyes, are kind of like, and it's kind of the mouth. I like it. It's kind of, it looks like it's been drawn in a comic or something. It's kind of.
It does.
Look, you see what I mean? The smaller eyes. It looks like he's squinting on one. It's got that kind of look. Whereas normally Transformers are either like yelling or stoic. You know what I mean? It's that.
Yeah.
This is kind of like
cool.
He's doing like that gif when he's turning around and pulling that face. Like,
absolutely. You are right. It's definitely got one eye smaller than the other, which I do appreciate. I mean, we talked a bit about this on our whole minisode about asymmetry in Transformers, but we're into peak asymmetrical design at this point, and you can really see that here on like the chest and stuff, but of course the face sculpt as well. This is actually probably one of the more symmetrical Transmetal 2s overall, though, in that the arms and legs and stuff are the same either side, which is quite unusual, I think, actually, for this lineup. But still, you can see he's a little monkey. He's only tiny.
The alt mode is laughably, hilariously terrible, but the robot mode is cool.
See, but I quite like the alt mode, though. I do. I quite like it. Do you know what I like about it? I like that his shoulder pads that become his head. Is that what happens? That kind of close in over.
No, his head is the same. So his monkey head sort of splits in half, and you can see his robot head is underneath the monkey head.
Yeah, totally. But it's that claspy shell thing that I loved about it.
That's on his back.
Is that on his back?
Top of his shoulders.
Yeah, that's the sides of the monkey head on his back that kind of split in half, and they just kind of sit like little shoulder pads behind him. So his monkey mouth is his robot mouth.
Yeah, totally. So this was the thing, right? Again, this box that I got that had all these random figures in it, and I'm learning about so much that was in that box. And I put this guy on eBay, and I got way more money for this than I expected, right? And by that, I mean I think I got £12.
Okay, because that sounds about right.
It's such a strange toy, and this was a long time ago. But I remember when I got it, I was like so confused about what. Is this supposed to be like this? The way it was transforming and stuff?
Well,
which I kind of enjoyed.
Yeah, there's a big confusion with this one because the robot mode arms, which are the monkey legs, split in half. And it's the weirdest thing. You can see it. I posted the TF Wiki picture just there. And I should say, actually, because I always forget to say this, but for people listening at home, all of these pictures, well, most of them we're looking at are on TF Wiki. We are going to post them in a thread for patrons on our Discord. So just another little perk on the Discord, basically. If you want to get on the Discord, you should. It's all on there.
Yeah, save yourself a job.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, he's on the wiki as well. But you can see there his little arms split apart in robot mode, and that's his beast mode legs.
I didn't realise that.
Is that his vehicle mode?
Right.
He's an X-Wing.
It's a bit like that. The weird thing is, it has no purpose. It does nothing. Like there's no reason for it. It's so weird. Like it's one of those. Even the wiki kind of notes that like maybe it was going to be a feature, but then perhaps nothing was done with it, and it was just kind of kept in. But so I don't know.
People now mock the likes of Evo Fusion and stuff like that. And then we had this as a third mode.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was meant to be a third mode, but.
What is it then? What's the
it's
point
just like an arm splitting gimmick. I don't know. Like, look at me. I'm going to split my arms.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like spinning or something. Like a kind of does it?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't spin.
It doesn't spin.
No.
Doesn't do anything.
Just splits. I remember being very confused by this at the time and just like, what's the point of it? And I think in a way the arm splitting thing sort of detracts from the whole toy just because you're a bit like,
really funny.
You know, it's really odd.
Is his motto on his bio? I got it split.
It should be, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Banana split.
that should have been
Bananas.
his name.
Yeah,
That should have been his name.
Exactly.
Would have worked. Would have worked. So yeah, I think it's a fun toy. I'm not going to be too harsh on it. I have it. I've had it since it first came out. It's one of actually the only Beast Wars toys that I now have that I've had since release. Like I've not had to. I never got rid of it. Basically, no bugger would buy it. But didn't get the £12, Jason. But it is kind of fun. I agree with you. It doesn't have like a lot of chrome, like it's just the chest and things like that. So
it's nice gold chrome, though.
It is nice.
The blue
nice.
really kicks off of it. The robot mode is nice. The alt mode, I don't know if it's these pictures, but it's got that kind of classic, sort of uncomfortable Chinese villain look thing.
It does.
There's something,
That's very true.
I don't know, you can sort of see it, can't you? You know what I mean? Somehow.
I don't like that.
No, that's what I mean. It's just something about it. It's got that kind of like, I'm not into it.
Yeah,
like the Mandarin.
Okay.
It's got that.
You're making me like it less.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But the robot mode is excellent. It looks like it's straight out of a comic. That's
cool. There was going to be, I think, at some point, a blue version as well. This was never released, but here you go. You can see just what it would have looked like in blue, basically. But this was an unreleased toy. That we think would have come later, because there were some, and we'll see this with some of the deluxe toys, there were some running changes with different colours, things like this, as they kind of experimented with them, and that's apparently what this was going to be, but never released.
This has like full-on 90s other toy line vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
It does. That's true. Yeah,
really does. True. That's a very, very fair assessment. Yes, I think so. It does look like something out of a non-Transformers toy line, doesn't it?
If you called it like, I don't know, Captain Power or something, one of those kind of things, it's definitely got that other toy line vibe.
Well, do you know, the chest piece is giving me GoBots, Rock Lords vibes, sorry. The who's the little chrome guy? It's giving me that kind of vibes. It just looks like he could become a Rock Lord on his chest.
Like Monkey Force or something.
Monkey Force. It looks like the kind of thing you would talk about in Tatman, Liam, to me.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of beasts.
Real beasts. Yeah. Love it.
The Hound. The Transmetal Hound out there.
Yeah.
It's the night before bonfire night, isn't it? So there are
of course.
Fools letting off fireworks.
So we're going to move on to Transmetal 2, number 2. And here he is. This is another basic one. This is Scarem.
Wow.
Going to let you process that for a minute.
Look at his face. There's
a lot to take in with this one. What do you make of that, Jace?
Well, I quite enjoy the face sculpt. I don't know what's going on with the quad-legged bit at the top right. In TF Wiki.
This is vehicle mode.
Listen, Liam's going to be saying that all night, honestly. That's going to be the thing. Here, I'll drop you a couple more pics. There you go. You can see it in a bit more high def. These are from bwtf.com, home of Benson Yee, who is a legend in Beast Wars circles and Transformers circles in general, mind.
Ben's World of Transformers.
Exactly.
He's like a good dude.
Yeah. Do you know, it's funny because obviously it is Ben's World of Transformers.com, bwtf.com, but for so long in my head it was just beastwarstransformers.com. You know what I mean? Like that was the acronym. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. But I've been going to bwtf.com since I was mid-teens, I don't know, and just an incredible website, honestly. So definitely worth a look. But yeah, here you go. So you can see a little bit more detail.
Asymmetry again.
I quite like the chromy blue going on.
Yes,
it's nice and punchy, isn't it? What kind of size are we talking here, though?
Tiny. It's very small. Yeah, these are basic class. So you're looking. I mean, not as small as like core class, but
these are basic bitches, Jason.
Basic bitches.
Yeah, these guys are about the size of a G1 Action Master, give or take.
Right. Okay. Wow. God, they are
so pretty small. Yeah. Considering they transform as well, then yeah, they're pretty small. There's a lot going on here. Now you see what I mean about the chrome. All of these have really nice chrome, which of course does chip and whatever, but if you can get them nice, then it looks really good. I like the fact that it's got paint on the chrome as well to kind of add a little bit more detail, considering this is basic class. As Liam said, asymmetrical as well. So you've got, kind of asymmetrical detail in the chest and things like this. Although, again, it only being a basic, it's not one of the most asymmetrical that we're going to see.
But it's what I appreciate about it is it's very subtle asymmetrical detailing. It's the kind of thing they didn't have to do. So if you look at the front of the beast head, on one side it's like 3 dots, and one side it's one kind of small, I don't know, like Cherry's chocolate orange segment. And it's kind of, and you look at that sort of wiry bits on the top of the head, it's like they didn't have to do that. And it's so subtle and small that it's kind of neat that they still did.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I kind of appreciate that, rather than it just being so glaringly asymmetrical. It's kind of neat that you can see it later. Again, though, robot mode, that's cool. Beast mode, what's going on here?
Well, yeah,
what's the squatting? Is it doing back?
What is
it's
that?
Got that vibe again.
It's very odd.
So obviously, it's like a scarab beetle thing.
I like the name.
A little. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's got the kind of split legs thing, so it's similar to Optimus Minor. You can split his legs. That. Yeah, they really are. So, I mean, at least this one
Tupac can call them the splits.
Good God. At least this one has some functionality, because, of course, it carries over to the beast mode, because his legs actually then are like his insect legs. But you can also have the robot mode with split legs as well, which is kind of weird. If you flip his chest down, they've all got little spark crystals on them.
I was going to ask about
that. I thought that was Strax's. I thought that was Strax's head in the picture.
It does look a little bit like that, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? In a jar.
Okay, so
brilliant.
The 4 legs, right? So is this in the robot mode? Because it's very it's like Modulock, from He-Man.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay. We're going for a Modulock vibe here.
Is it a turret? Does he turn into a gun turret?
Well, he doesn't. No.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't do that. There's no vehicle modes, Jason. Like I know.
Oh
Liam's
yeah, of course.
You up about. Yeah, exactly. I know Liam's winding us up about. Oh, is it the vehicle mode?
Don't listen to him, Jason. Don't believe the hype.
There's no vehicle modes.
There's no 3 modes.
Exactly. Put that out of your brain. He just got splitty legs. That's all it is. And then obviously he's got like knives for hands. I mean, I don't know how he like scratches himself or whatever. But
has a cuddle.
How does he operate machinery or open doors?
God knows.
He is the
with great care, I would imagine. So that's Scarem. So I think this guy's pretty ace. I'm going to say
it's pretty cool.
He's one of my favorite. Yeah, one of my favorite.
I'm
basics.
disappointed that they haven't reused that name. It's so good for like a Halloween transform. Every year they could bring out like some sort of scary monster thing with the name.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I could see that.
Wasted, man. It's one of the best Transformers names.
To be honest, a lot of these are like concepts and ideas that have never been revisited. I mean, some of the characters.
That's because most are terrible, but the name is cool.
Sure. I think there's a lot of creativity here that could be reused further down the line, but we'll get to that.
Is that the kind of thing you can say? There's a lot of creativity.
There is a lot of creativity. In the meantime, though, I'm definitely not going to win you over with this next one. I don't think, Liam. I think this is going to be one that you're going to find a lot of Mickey taking with. This, I'll put it up and let's see what you make of it. Anyway, here you go.
What's happened here?
What has happened to you? I'm playing Dead Space at the moment.
He died.
It looks like a monster from Dead Space. What is that?
Is it like a pterodactyl with a cat head?
It's a bat.
Oh, it's a bat.
Is it?
Wow.
It's a bat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You can see, I dropped you a couple more pics there.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this one is...
I don't know. I'm kind of... These don't look like Transformers.
No. They really don't. They really do not. Yeah.
They were like, oh, we're gonna mold everything on this guy, aren't they? This is asymmetrical. Look, he's got a gold leg and a silver leg. Oh my god. What?
Yeah. There's the asymmetry for it. So this is Sonar. This is Transmetal 2 Sonar.
I'm worried about what's running down his leg that's making it gold. I like the chrome ass cheeks in beast mode. Like, look at my bling back butt cheeks. What is this? What is going on?
He does have a bit of a red rump. It's true.
He does.
Red rump. Is that his real name? Yeah.
Liam's gone. Liam's just out already. We're on toy number 3.
I know.
His rump. His lovely lady rump.
So, look, there's a bit to say about this one. It's a weird toy, I grant thee. Where to start? Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got weird hands. Again, this is a maximal this time. He's got weird
got 4 hands. Why 4?
Well, there's
just
2 hands.
Arm thing.
They go up. It's like a claw that kind of folds round, and then the hands, his robot hands, such as they are, kind of claws, they fold up and tab onto the wings for his beast wings, if you like.
Yeah.
And then the other hands that you're seeing kind of either side of his head, those are his back bat legs.
I'm really confused.
Yeah.
It's like I'm looking at a puzzle. What the hell's going on?
It's quite amazing.
It's quite an unusual transformation as well, actually. There's quite a lot more involved with it that you might first imagine. You know, it splits down the bat body and kind of like things spin around and all kinds.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I'll say that, right? That's a compliment.
Oh man, those visible screws are terrible though. That is a poor choice on the chest. The actual
that is screws
like that.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Actually, that's a really fair observation. Do you know, it's one thing I'd never really noticed, but yeah,
we'll never now unsee.
Yeah, never now unsee. Now that you pointed out those screws on the robot chest, that'll be it. But yeah, it has a nice little spark crystal on the chest as well, as you can see, kind of little green maximal spark crystal. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's neat. Like this one isn't for me, but I genuinely looking at the screws, I'm like, and I'm a big Batman fan. I like Bat Transformers as well. I got that. I love Mindwipe. He's great. There's some other ones, but that
you're not feeling this.
But this one, no.
If we'd done a Halloween episode, this guy's right there, isn't he? This guy's amazing. I kind of like it for that.
A lot of these are
so organic and so janky and mutated. And remind me. This is a goodie.
This is Max. Yeah, this is a goodie. Yeah, it's a friend.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's a friend. Okay, cool.
Optimus Minor was a friend as well.
Yeah,
but not Scarem was not friend shaped.
Yeah, not
because he's a bug. Okay. So of course he's evil.
Of course
he's evil. He's a bug.
Yeah,
totally. Exactly. So we did miss a trick doing a Halloween episode on this. Actually, let's just say this is the Halloween episode, okay? And keep Liam happy.
In that case, it's great.
Yeah, love it all now. Moving swiftly on, we've got some more of the basic class toys, just a couple more. This guy will be familiar to you, of course, Jason.
Yeah,
it's your frog boy.
This is my guy, Spitor.
Okay.
It's Spitor.
No, this I can get on board with.
I quite like the gimmick in this, the little whatever it is thing that comes out his back.
I was going to say, what is it, Jason?
I don't know what it is. It's like some additional spittering.
It's a claw. It's kind of like a little claw that pops up out of his back.
I do like it.
I really like this one. I think the colour scheme is cool. I think that it's great that it comes in multiple different colours because, of course, you can also get the RID version, which is here as well. So I quite like the fact that you can get the blue frog
is why
and
it's
the red
great.
one. Yeah, this is cool. This is really nice.
But the thing is, I love RID, but I really like those dark blue colours, dark blue and green. That's really nice.
Same.
And the robot mode is cool because it's quite He-Man-y. It's got that. There's something about it that's very He-Man-esque. And he comes with a big wafty stick for keeping Cleopatra cool or something.
It is very He-Man-y, actually. You're right. I mean, here's one of my pictures, actually, of the RID toy.
That's very cool.
That's good. Great.
Thanks, yeah. He's super posable. I really like, because you can kind of see his foot at the back and his arm kind
all
of...
ball joints, isn't
he? Yeah, exactly. It's just like, he's got this real, like, hunchman vibe. And when I talk about the asymmetry on these guys, this is the kind of stuff that I'm thinking of. Do you know what I mean? Because there's honestly, like, no two little bits are the same. It's just super weird and cool, and I really love the colors, like particularly on the RID version, with the kind of the green eyes and the little teal sort of kind of aquamarine chrome at the top there. I think that's really nice. Mind you, I really like the sort of pinky eyes on the Beast Wars version as well. So two cool versions, I think.
Yeah, really cool. I was just looking so I've got do you remember a GoBot called Scorp? He's like this red and black and silver.
Oh,
GoBot.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
We don't talk GoBots here, Jason.
We can talk GoBots.
It gives me similar vibes, particularly that red version, because of its stance in the way that it sits with like these kind of... Because Scorp had this, where he had this kind of bent back legs, which were kind of tank track type things that were quite cool. And because it was a scorpion, it flicked up, whereas... Spitor has this kind of weird flick up thing, which is a bit more like a scorpion. But it has a similar stance to it as well, just a longer bit at the front. I didn't realize there's a red version. I might need to find this. You might have enabled me on this one, actually.
Yeah.
I like it.
This is RID, cool. Baby. This is
This is Slapper.
Yeah, this is RID Slapper, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they probably won't be able to use that name now, but...
Yeah, true. It's all right. Slapper, Jason hardly knows her.
There we go. That's truth.
And there it is. There, finally, after was it in the asymmetry episode we talked about this? Was it there? I said, and you didn't do it, did you? Because I said,
no,
go on.
I didn't.
So, teed you up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you put it in my brain there. It's
That's
been
it.
living
There we
rent-free
go.
for the last
Episode's done.
week. Yeah.
So that's
Cue the
why you
music.
chose this topic. Like,
Just to make
I'm
that
finally
joke. Just to make that
Foolishly, it was
terrible,
me
terrible
that
joke.
chose.
Yeah.
sticking the landing.
Dug my own grave.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You did, didn't you? Yeah, as soon as you said beast, I was like, oh,
You were in.
yes.
I knew you would
Here
be.
we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I knew you wouldn't
In
disappoint.
like
though.
Flynn with this one.
Yeah.
These are always fun.
Right, let's move on. We're going to talk this next guy. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, this is the other one of the RID gas skunk.
It's it's RID Gas Skunk.
Yeah.
But in Beast Wars world, he's known as Stinkbomb,
Stinkbomb. Nice.
which might give you a little bit of a clue as to what the beast mode is.
He's a skunk.
He's a skunk. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
very good.
I know
He's
my
indeed a skunk.
beasts.
Yeah.
With a gold tail. Gold chrome tail.
Drunk
Yeah.
as a skunk.
Wow.
This one's quite unusual,
Amazing.
if only because the Beast Wars version and the RID version, which is just here, are pretty similar. Actually, like the plastics are the same color. Like there are some paint color differences and things like that. So the decos are slightly different. But you've got like white hair on the Beast Wars version and kind of silver and like claws and stuff on the RID version. So there are some differences between them. So for me, it's kind of nice to have both, but it's not as drastic as the other repaints that you see in RID of this trio that we're currently looking at. But I think this is a really nice toy, honestly.
It's cool. Yeah. That RID one looks a bit more like a Wolverine though. And maybe it's just the stance of it again there, but just the colorings. The Beast one is more skunk because of his, unless it's just the photo. Is it silver on the RID one on the main?
Yeah.
ones?
Is it because the silver looks like adamantium and he's all yellow and black?
It could well be, yeah.
Exactly. That's the Wolverine part of it, isn't it?
Should have called him Snicked.
That would have done it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool little.
That would have
cool
done
little
it.
guy.
Yeah.
He gets a pass because it's gas skunk. He gets a pass.
Yeah.
I like on the gas skunk version, I like the tail, the way that kind of goes through it.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah. So
It does
kind
look
of
cool.
like
Yeah.
orangey plastic. I think that's really nice
Yeah.
too. Yeah, they are a little bit different. Like it's one of those where I think you have to have them in hand, like side by side to kind of fully appreciate the differences between them. But they are there if you go looking for them. And because these toys are quite detailed, there's kind of a lot to look at in that regard, but it's just not as dramatic as the other two. You'll see, case in point, because we're going to look at the next one right now. I'm curious to see if you know what this is, Jason, in terms of a beast mode.
Hang on a sec. What? Okay, it's some kind
What's
of
your best guess?
sea creature.
All right.
The seek? What?
Is it? Oh, does that mean it's not a sea creature? Okay, then.
Well, you tell
I don't
me.
know.
I'll drop you another picture of the beast mode. There you go.
Okay, please do. What the?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's a flying squirrel.
Yes. There we go. There we go. It is a flying squirrel. Yeah,
Wow.
well done.
Wow.
So this is
Wow.
Nightglider, but it was repainted in RID as well as Dark Scream.
Nice.
So
Good name.
yeah, bit more of a dramatic repaint this one. But I think this is super cool. I actually, dare I say, I think I actually prefer the Beast Wars version of this one. To be honest. So here's the RID version in blue.
Oh, come on. Look at that. Look at that.
I
Lovely.
don't know, man.
It looks like toothpaste. Look how much better the face looks as well. The robot.
Aquafresh.
It does,
It
though,
is a
doesn't it?
little bit.
Look, it's minty fresh. But look at his robot mode head with the way that purple sits inside. It's kind of like encased.
That is,
It's sort of,
yeah, I agree
you
with the
look at
head.
the Beast Wars one. It looks a bit like someone's carved it out of wood. It's like a tree with red eyes. Yeah, not
I don't
feeling
know.
that.
I agree with you on the head. I give you on the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt looks better on the RD version. I like the way that Takara did that as well, with the kind of colorways being different and stuff. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Why has it got hollow
Oof.
arms? Is that just the way it transforms? And it's got hollow arms.
What, on the robot
this-
mode?
Yeah.
This is
the
called
robot.
cost cutting, Jason.
Yeah, I
Right.
was going to say,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
is common. You look at even stuff like the G2 Cyberjets have got that and whatever as
Yeah.
well. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Just like little hollow bits. A lot of these ball-jointed Transformers have those little hollow sections in the arms and stuff on the
Right.
basic ones. You don't see it so much on the larger figures, to be fair, but on the basic ones.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This is the small ones. Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah, these are the teeny
People
tiny
moan
ones.
about it these days on deluxes and stuff, but it's been there for years. This many years, hasn't it? Like you can always see it on the inside of the legs on them as
Yeah,
well.
you
Like,
can.
little
Yeah.
cutaways, and it's
Yeah. It's definitely more prevalent on the
Shame.
smaller figures. Like you
Yeah.
really don't see it very much. I mean, by the time you get up to Deluxe, which is the next kind of class, you don't see it on many. I don't think. I'm just scanning up and down the shelves just to see. a little bit on some, but not as much, honestly. But on the basic ones, yeah. And I think it's kind of fair because basic class for Beast Wars started out as the flip changer gimmick, and then it really kind of evolved to what you're seeing here. And I think in terms of budget, I've no doubt they were stretching it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think here you could have. Why could they not have done it on the back of his thighs here? Like, why is it on this side and from the sides you see? You could have just moved it to the back and no one noticed it.
I wondered if it was a peg point or something, is it? But it's not.
That is, yeah, that's for the ball joints. All of them are like that, to be fair. Yeah. That's just where the ball joint goes on. And I think it's so that you can pop the ball joints on and off again. I don't know, to kind of like the pressure or whatever. So I could be wrong on that. But that's just fact of ball joints at this point in time and the design.
It's the stuff on the inside, though. That bit where there's nothing, they could have just moved that to the back of the thigh instead of the inside. I don't know. But yeah, I'm never a fan of that. Same with the arms, like there, you could have just done that on the back. There's no need to do it on the side where it's visible.
It's fair. It's not something that majorly bothers me because, to be honest, these are really tiny figures, so you just don't notice it. And there is quite a lot going on with these visually as well. I think it's kind of cool that it comes with a little sword. I think that's really cool. Neat. Kind of stashes away inside the beast mode as well. So, and it's an unusual toy. What can I say? It's a flying squirrel.
Not my favourite.
Not so much a fan of the Beast Wars one, but the RID one.
Which do you prefer, Jace?
I think I prefer the RID one as well as Liam.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been betrayed. Fine.
He half dramatic, is he, Jason?
Absolutely fine. Sod you all.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. No problem. We'll see. We'll see.
Ends the recording. Done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Triple Takeover disbanded.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Don't scream no more.
Opinions, yeah. Right, no, I'm joking. Of course, I don't really mind. But, okay, let's move on. This next one's a bit of a doozy. I'm not going to lie. Let's just put it up. Liam will have seen this before, I'm sure.
Yes. We know this guy.
We're not in the same scale now, are we? Have we gone up a size?
No, so we've moved up a size. This is Deluxe now. We're into Deluxe territory. And this is Cheetor.
No, this is not Cheetor. What happened to my Cheetor?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, genuinely, do you want to know? Because there is a show reason. He's in the cartoon like this in the third season, and the reason he looks like this in the cartoon is that he's going through cyber puberty.
Wow. Wow.
It's a bit cringe.
Okay.
It's a bit cringe. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
So that's why he's got massive hands and massive feet and an underdeveloped face.
I guess.
I love it.
There's a whole storyline in the show about like a transmetal driver, and it's like alien technology or whatever, and they kind of get mutated. But yeah, basically looks like this. This is one of the weirdest Cheetor figures, and I say that in a realm where we've got Supreme Cheetor and stuff like this, but it just looks nothing like the character, really.
This looks like a PlayStation 1 character. That's what it looks like. Some kind of like graphical thing from a PlayStation game. You like
beat 'em up. A cheap beat 'em
Not even
up.
the Transmetals or Beast Wars games, but yeah, it's got that kind of low polygon look to it.
He's got his big giant paws though again.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's an interesting point in itself. I remember at the time when this came out, there was maybe on Ben's site actually, I'm not sure, but I remember reading a critique of it somewhere. And it always stuck with me, and I thought it was really fair, which was the first two Cheetor toys, like the first two designs, obviously the original Cheetor and the Transmetal, neither of them went the route of just having the beast mode legs becoming the hands, the arms and legs for the robot mode, if that makes sense. So like it mixed it up in some way. Like with the original, the arms kind of fold out from the chest, and then on the Transmetal, the hands are made up of the cat head, if you like, that kind of split into half. So there was some bit like creativity there with how it was designed. And then you come to this one, and it's basically what you would imagine. The back legs are the robot mode legs, and the front legs are the robot mode arms. Right. And it's a bit of a weird one because there's no downward joint for the elbows at all. So the way that they're kind of jutted at that 90-degree angle, they're just stuck like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a little bit unfortunate.
Why did they do this to Cheetor?
This is like we make the joke about how like a titanium Megatron is just Megatron lying down. This is just Cheetor leaning forward and pulling his hood up, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it basically is, honestly. I mean, it's other stuff as well. Like the tail does come off, for the robot mode if you really want it to, and supposedly it can sort of be used as a weapon, but it's really ineffectual. Honestly, like it doesn't really work. So you end up kind of leaving it in on the robot mode as well. So it just then looks like a
just
cat
wafting
standing
it
up
in someone's face.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic cat.
So
with action skipping rope.
Yeah, I mean, you can store his gun, like you can see it goes on the back of the cat, and then that ends up behind his head in robot mode for a bit of weapon storage, so that's something. He's got a thing on his right arm with the kind of purple chrome and stuff just there, and it's got kind of like this blade thing that kind of like flips forward.
The purple chrome is lush. Everything else
it is.
A bit.
Yeah, it's nice.
Again, though, this beast mode is very late mid-90s, isn't it? It's very of a time. It really is. Even the beast mode face is cool. That's very Spot Cats. That's what kind of look at that, but the whole look to him is really of a time. And sometimes you can date Transformers like that. Like even if you look at the rocket launcher, it's like it looks like it came out of an animation. It's got that kind of soft
that's
sort
true.
of look to it. Colours are lovely.
The colours are lovely. I think the chrome is really nice. You have to be careful with the chrome on this one because it does chip quite badly. It's like some chip more than others, and this is one that definitely chips. I have picked up 2 copies of this in more recent times, and one of them was mint on sealed card, and when it arrived, the chrome was all crap, just like completely, cracked and everything. So, I sold that on to someone that didn't mind that. They were happy to just have a sealed copy, and then I got this one instead. So this is one of my photos.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
See there, he looks all right there. He kind of. You've mitigated a lot of the flaws.
This
is what
Sixo does.
Yeah, but it kind of works with the pose there. The elbows. Like, why does he have the giant knife on the back of his elbows? Like,
it's a weird one.
This about him. It's like, what? How would he use those in hyper mode? But I think you could get away with chip chrome here because of the way, like the robot parts, like rip through the fur and stuff. It kind of works. It's kind of a thing.
It's true. I do see what you're saying. And yes, actually a little bit of kind of distressing it does sort of almost work in its favour, weirdly. For me, the biggest downside with this is the fact that you can't bend the elbows at all. They are just perpetually stuck at 90 degrees. It's really hampers the articulation. And I will say so much so that even on release, I remember this was like, I mean, I was however old I was, not very old at all. And this was one of the first toys that I remember handling where I was like, oh, I think this is bad. Like, I think I don't like this very much. Do you know that
Transformers
kind of
are ruined forever.
Right. You know that kind of realization that you get when you're still really young? Like when you're watching a film when you're young and then you're sort of sitting there going, oh, I'm actually not enjoying this. Like, this is such a weird, like you must kind of know that sensation that I'm talking about. And
a lot. Yeah.
This toy was like that for me, honestly. It was like the first time I was like, maybe this is bad, actually. I have kind of come around to it a little bit, like in more recent times. Like I've sort of reappraised it and been like, okay, I appreciate the detailing, I appreciate the sculpt, I quite like the beast mode, but still it is a little bit of a weird one. I do think though that it looks better in black, and there is a black version. And this is you're going to see it here. This is another one of my photos. This is a Tripredicus Agent repaint.
Oh, I like the face. Is that a different face?
No, same face.
Oh yeah, I just couldn't see the expression as much. I liked the expression
before.
Again, he's got one bigger eye, one smaller eye. I appreciate stuff like that, kind of goofy looking robot faces, because it just kind of looks more expressive, like he's doing something.
Yeah, I think there are a number of these toys actually that almost end up wearing a different, like a repaint a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? You're going to see that with some later ones as well, where it's like they get repainted and the repaint picks out certain details and things that you're like, oh, I hadn't appreciated that before. And I think this is definitely one of those.
Okay, so I've always had a little soft spot for the colours of the Tripredicus one, but I will say I do prefer the yellow and the purple.
Nice.
I like those because it just reminds me more of a Kenner toy. It's just got that. It adds that extra to it, I think, just enough. Like, it's funny because you look at both modes here, and you're like, they're probably the two. It's probably the toy with the most successful 2 modes, if you know what I mean. Like, it goes from one to the other, and you're like, they looks like a robot. It looks like a cat dog thing, but the other ones are all kind of like weird. But this one, it's kind of like it doesn't excel at either, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not got a good alt mode or a good cat mode, but it's kind of overall, it's kind of all right. It's both, but. This is actually the one I wouldn't mind owning.
Okay, interesting.
the more I look at it, the more I like it. Stop it.
Brilliant.
It's your photo of it. Your photo of it. I'm like,
all
oh.
the toys. Of all the toys, I could have thought of enabling
It's
you
looking
on.
more and more like a Space Marine. It's that 1998 PlayStation
Yeah, I see
video
it.
game animation look. There's something about it just kind of is calling
That's
to
so
me.
funny you're getting drawn.
That is hilarious.
I'm
You know how
not,
people
I'll
like
be honest. I'm
Games
not at
Workshop
all.
and that kind of guff?
Yeah.
I don't like it, but this is kind of in that direction, but in not to that kind of
See,
weirdness.
I like
Oh,
Warhammer
please buy
and
this
Games
toy.
Workshop stuff, and then I'm not enjoying this figure, So you're looking at the cheap knockoff versions.
Yeah, but this is like Warhammer Games Workshop with training wheels for people like me who can't go into that full
You don't want to paint.
kind of weird Space Marine malarkey and like, not into that. But this is that kind of like the Fisher Price version of Warhammer.
It's just the Fisher.
Yeah, right.
It's very Fisher Price.
Yeah.
It totally is. That's
Yeah.
exactly.
I think that's what I like about it, though. It sings as a toy. It's bright colors that pop, and everything
Yeah.
looks like it is where it should be. If you know what I mean. It doesn't look like it's cobbled together. It doesn't look great, but it kind of looks just like it's right. I'm into it. I'm probably gonna buy it. God.
Tell you what I do like is, and this is mainly your
So your
Sixo.
photo as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's like that purple arm with all that detailing on it and stuff. That looks. It looks really like there's a lot of molding going on here. All the little fuzzy fur on his leg.
Yeah, tons.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I've always appreciated about these toys, and I mentioned about the finish, kind of when we were doing the intro and that, and I stand by that honestly because you're going to see it more and more as we get into kind of Mega, the next class size, and that kind of stuff. But honestly, the paint is so nice. The chrome looks fantastic. The detailing and the sculpt is superb. And I do
Tears. I love the tearing
exactly.
of the thing. What it is, it's getting me, is that it reminds me of the X-Men. It's got that kind of X-Force, X-Factor sort of, like you could see Wolverine and co fighting this guy.
You
It's
could
just-
actually.
Yeah.
It's got a Liefeldian quality, except for
Yeah.
it has feet. But it's
Of all the toys, I thought
Yeah.
that anybody was going to be enabled on tonight. This was not high on the list. I'm going to tell you
because
that
it looks
right
like
now.
it's fallen out of a panel of the X-Men. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Well, they're not expensive, Liam. You can find it very cheap.
Yeah.
Get it now.
Just watch
When
out
the
for the
episode
chrome.
drops.
Watch out for the chrome.
The regret won't be not
it.
buying it. The regret will be when I buy it and like, hell of
Yeah, and you're looking and go, this doesn't look like the photo.
We all have to own a Cheetor that we despise. It's just a
truth.
triple takeover fact,
Okay.
Yes,
Tradition.
it's
It's
true.
your photo. It's the colours are so vibrant in it. That's what's getting me. That's
what can I
what's
say?
pulling me in.
Please now. I'm quite happy. Well, if you like that one, check this out.
I'm gonna
gonna
give that a hot.
I'm going to start with another of my photos, actually, because and then we're going to talk about the robot mode from the wiki.
Oh, we're not doing
pictures.
it twice.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
know-
You know
I
this
know
guy.
this one. Yeah.
This is Dinobot.
Aw.
Twisted, half dead. Well, sort of dead. Dynamo.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
He's a clone.
Yeah, clone
so
Dinobot.
Dinobot has died in the show.
Oh,
By this point, and they bring him back as a clone, but he's evil this time, so he's no longer a friend, but he's turned evil. And I love this design. Like in the show, this is super cool. Just very, very 90s. It's got the kind of cyborg eye with like the laser in it, and he's got like big knives for hands and all of that kind of stuff. But it just looks so cool. The toy goes quite a long way in capturing that. Like it's it could do with being larger for one thing. Like I think it should have been a Mega, not a Deluxe. And the legs are a little bit weedy versus the kind of upper body, which is a shame because they're made up of the Velociraptor arms. So it's got some compromises, but I still love this toy and I think it looks really stunning. And the reason I've sort of held off showing you the wiki pictures is that there's actually 2 versions of this as well, which makes it quite interesting. There's a variant. And I mentioned about running changes and stuff earlier. So here you go. This is version number 1, and here's version number 2. Not stunningly different, but you will see, I'm sure, what the difference is.
Color.
Yes.
Yeah, color. Yeah. Very. I mean, one looks like it's been left out in the sun, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I was going to say. It's kind of that flesh colored tone. It's a bit off putting. I like the white one, the one that's just like really.
Yeah, the
kind
white
of
one is my
Snow White.
favorite of the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the off-white one looks like someone's just discovered it and is dusting it off in a little desert somewhere. It's got that kind of old bone quality to it.
It really does. Yeah, that was the original, by the way. The kind of yellowy one was the first release, and then later it was re-released in kind of more of a straight up white.
Hang on, was this reissued as part of Legacy as well? Not reissued. Was there a version of this? No.
You got to stop saying reissue, man. Because people take these terms very seriously.
It's true. Not reissued, team. Not reissued. There was some janky Dinobot fleshy thing, wasn't there? Part of like Generations?
Are you thinking of normal Kingdom Dinobot, and he had that weird kind of horrific pink?
Yes,
sort of,
I think he's thinking of fossilizers. Are you not thinking of fossilizers and all of that kind of malarkey? The kind of skeletal dinosaurs that break into parts.
But there was a Kingdom Dinobot, which was this horrible flesh colour.
Yeah, I think it's like raw chicken Dinobot I'm thinking of.
It did look like a chicken fillet.
Yeah, it's weird. But I think actually, Sixo, you're right. It was those, what were they called? Fusors.
Oh, the fossilizers.
Fusors. Fusors.
What were they called, Sixo? Mini Autobots.
That's correct.
No, nobody said this.
yeah, fossilizers. That's
He's always halfway there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I knew you were.
Weird. That was it. Yeah, those weirdy things.
I can see what you're saying in terms of design.
Cool though.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can see that.
Okay, Sixo, I'm going to stun you here.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I like the alt mode, the Robo Raptor thing, but I don't know how anyone can objectively look at that robot mode and not go, that looks crap. I'd like it. I like it. I don't mind it so much in the show, but this just looks. I don't think the colours help it as well. The way the plastic layout, like the hinges being white on the shoulders and the blue, it starts to look like he's wearing a bit of a Borat blue mankini.
Yes, he looks naked.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I think the legs hurt this robot mode a little bit. There's no doubt in my mind that it should have been a size class up, as I say, and they could have done a lot more with it. I think the Raptor mode is glorious. Like, I really think the Raptor mode is super nice.
That does. That looks like a Zoid.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
It's cool.
It does a little bit. Yeah. But even like the knife hands don't really work in the way that you would want them to on the robot mode,
It's the way, I think it's the hinges on the arms, the way they open up and you have that weird shoulder space and the chest is just a flap. It feels really unkind of finished compared to the others. Like, it doesn't feel like a full sculpt. It just feels like there's some transformation hinges and then here's a flap. Maybe it's a chest. It kind of almost feels like this is what the block wooden model would have looked like when they were kind of trying to figure it out before they added detail. And then they just didn't. Yeah. But the head is fantastic. The head sculpt is amazing. The dinosaur mode is cool. Yeah. And I love the chrome, but I just think that it doesn't come together in like the torso. It feels like the body isn't there.
It doesn't feel finished.
Like, if you told me there were pieces missing, I would believe you. And I've seen this toy.
I'm not going to debate you too much, because at the end of the day, I kind of agree with everything you're saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do have a lot of love for this toy, but more because I really like the character and whatever else. But I can't.
Loved him in the show like this.
Yeah, exactly. But I can acknowledge that the robot mode does have its flaws. I mean, the weapon, of course, is the tail, which kind of comes off, but then he really struggles to hold it in any kind of meaningful way, and it makes the arms flop down when he does. So it's a little bit half-baked, that robot mode.
Do you think, when they were designing this, do you think they were maybe subtly inspired by Carnage and stuff like that, with the way the hands are the kind of nice, because it's got that kind of bladedy sort of thing that Carnage uses, isn't it?
That's interesting.
His arms. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's kind of cool. The idea of this toy is brilliant. Like I say, I love the idea of it. I just think it's always just sort of been let down by just the torso. It's just kind of doesn't feel like it comes together as well.
I can see what you're saying. I definitely think it should have been a size class up, as I say. Like, it absolutely should have been. But we're going to move on. We're going to keep it moving because we've still got plenty more to get through. And we're going to look at one of my... I don't want to say one of my favorites. I've got a lot of love for this next toy, so maybe I'll say it's a favorite. I don't know. We'll see.
Hang on. Where is he?
Where is he? A magic eye? Yeah, that's what I mean. Is this like a magic eye picture? One of them where I'm
Are you struggling to make it out? Right.
No,
this is Ramulus.
Oh,
it's a ram.
It's a ram.
I thought they were like there's like a like a Sinner twin that's got the two heads. I thought he was like licking his own butt or something. I thought that's what his heads were doing.
My goodness, that is amazing. I've just seen. That's amazing.
So you see where the head is?
Yes.
His head is down.
The face is looking down.
Yeah. I didn't say anything because I was like, Yeah, the head is underneath.
I thought he was licking his own butt. So I was
No. So he's doing that ram thing where he's kind of like down and ready to charge, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah, I do like that. The only thing I would say is that the head is molded in place, so you can't move it. You know, it's not articulated or anything, which is a little bit of a shame. So you can't poke his beast mode head up to kind of look normally or anything like that, which it's a little bit of a shame. But I do think this toy is super cool, honestly, and it's absolutely gorgeous as well.
Question.
Yes.
What is his hand weapon? Because I can tell it's the top of the thingy.
His horns,
but
It's
his horns,
is it a gun? Because he's holding it like a gun, but obviously it's just two big horns. So
it's got, from memory, it does. It's got like a little lever thing, and they kind of like do a scissor action. So I guess it's kind of a handheld sort of weapon.
Oh, he's got a litter picker.
Yeah, it's a litter picker,
It is. Brilliant.
I'm going to drop you one of my picks here, because you can see here you can fold the horns up as well in
That's
robot
way
mode.
better. See,
it looks better.
Seeing your photos, some of these toys really sing it. Again, the different size eyes. I like that.
This is
colours are gorgeous, man.
This is enablement.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're feeling it.
Yeah, this is cool. Love that head sculpt. Love that. What's the little nodule in his belly? That looks cool.
It's just like a little green orb thing, yeah.
Just because, you know.
Yeah, why not?
I really like this guy. Very cool.
Things I like about this toy, just a quick rundown. I do think the face sculpt is super cool. A lot of character in it. Always felt like he's a Maximal. He's a good guy, but it always felt like a really angry Maximal to me. Yeah, like a
the face. It looks like a Seb. You know the cat guy off Star Wars Rebels. It's sort of like Chewbacca, but not Chewbacca.
I've not seen that.
I think I know which one you mean. I've not seen the show, but I think I know which one you mean. Yeah,
can't remember what kind of creature it is, but he's like the Chewie, but all right, mate, talks like that. It's more Australian Chewbacca. Right. But that's what the face looks like. That is cool. Yeah. Actually, that's a cool face. I'm into it. / it also looks a bit like Hordak, so I'm also into it.
It does look a little bit like Hordak, actually. Yeah, I could see that.
There is a Motu vibe with a lot of this. There really is.
I could see that. I also really like that he's got these kind of like knives on the side of his hands as well, on the sides of his forearms. They're just kind of molded in. And they tuck underneath his chest in RAM mode, which I think is pretty cool. I really love the chrome on this kind of like pinkish, purpley chrome.
It's like cherry pink.
Super nice. Yeah, absolutely glorious. And I love his kind of hooves. Obviously, his legs are his ram back legs, and they kind of straighten out.
Absolutely. That's what I'm loving. I love that they've taken that part into the robot mode, and he's still got this semblance of the ram there, but it works so well. He looks like he's got a really good stance about him. Really cool. Yeah. Really nicely done.
I am digging the vibes of the robot mode chest because the pink either side, it looks like a waistcoat, but also the shoulder pads. It's very Fist of the North Star. You know, it's kind of like he's wearing those little jackets, but in pink. I'm into it. Also, the cat face thing. You know, the cat guy from Star Wars is like Chewbacca. Should have called him Chewcatter. That's what I should have called him.
Chewcatter. Yeah, they should have done.
Yeah,
they should have done.
I'm sure
I'd never thought of it like a waistcoat before, but you're right. And he's got this kind of like sort of puffed out chest, so he looks like he's sort of just decided to show off a little bit.
And everything, isn't it?
Yeah, showing off his pecs.
He's going down on the town. That's what it is, you know.
Yeah,
it's your picture as well. Is really like playing that up. It's brilliant. It looks
I'd
like
not thought about it, but
Fist of the North Star jacket thing, shoulder pads going on.
This is a recommend from me. This one, I think this is lovely. Honestly, I will say that it's one of the ones that where the chrome does wear. Unfortunately, does chip. So it's one to be careful with.
What's his name again?
Ramulus.
It's a great name and a tremendous name. And he has a tiny mohawk.
Close to Rodimus.
There's lots of winning here.
Yeah.
Are his legs asymmetrical in robot mode? They are, aren't they? See, there's another quite little bit of asymmetry.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of asymmetry here. And again, because we're moving up through the size classes, you're going to see more and more of it as well. But there's asymmetry all over this guy, I think. Yeah. Even in like the molded detail on the kind of chromy bits and things, there's a lot of difference as well. So the legs are all different and things, little wires and spikes and things.
A+ for the expression as well on the face. The face looks like Nick Rose drew it. I like it. I'm into it.
It does, actually. It does, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Yeah. So there was going to be a running change for this guy as well, much as there was with some of the other ones that we've already looked at, like Dinobot. This was never released, sadly, but it would have looked like this in kind of like greeny gold chrome, which I think is kind of cool.
That's cool.
This is like the Rise of the Snake Man version. Like, it's interesting. I like the blue.
It's going with that bony kind of color though again as well, but it works better here because it's for the horns, so that makes sense in my mind. But I like that. Yeah, the blue tints are nice, Liam. You're right. Yeah, that is cool. This is a great figure.
Yeah, the blue's cool.
Yeah. The blue and green's a recurring sort of colour scheme on some of these. I really like that.
Yeah. I got a feeling that I've enabled you a little bit there, Jason. You sound like you're heading towards eBay.
I've already looked. There's 3 on eBay. Yeah.
Blood, yeah.
Look at that.
One missing its horns, though, which is why it's so cheap.
Yeah, you don't need
one
that, honestly.
mint in box.
It doesn't work without the horns. You need the horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked very naked. Poor guy.
Exactly.
Very cool. I'll keep an eye out.
There is also there was a universe repaint of this much later as well with no chrome, but you can see the color scheme just here. And of course, it's one of those wacky universe color schemes where there's like blood on the horns and whatever.
Yeah.
So
what is going on here?
That's blood. Okay. I was about to say this one's gone a bit too far, but once I realised that's blood after you said that, now
I assume it's blood. Okay. I don't own it, but
that looks quite bloody.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite gory. No, I assume that's meant to be blood. I'm guessing
it's gored them. So yeah,
it feels like it's gone a bit far for me, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, too much.
This is one of those
too much. Violence.
Sometimes when we lament toys having not enough paint, I think this one might have a little bit too much because it's kind of hard to look at it. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, colour is a bit OTT, isn't it? It's fair to say. So, but I've never owned this one, but I would be curious to take a look at it. Definitely, some of these universe repaints I think are pretty wild. So, right, let's move us on because conscious of time. But we are on to dun da da da. Ow!
Here we go.
Oh, look at this! Oh my goodness!
It's Prowl the owl.
It looks like the robot owl from Clash of the Titans, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, they are so cute.
Yeah.
I hope these are friends.
Yeah, this is Prowl the Owl. These are friends. Now, there are 2 versions of this, and again, it's just the running change thing where they did the white version originally. So I'm going to drop a picture of that here so you can see in a bit more detail. Super detailed figure. Really nice chrome.
Whoever came up with it and chose Prowl as the owl was just...
Yeah. They should have got a pay rise. I hope they did.
Are we? What size class are we now?
Deluxe. Still deluxe. So same as Cheetor, Dinobot. Yeah.
Wow,
really nice looking figure, this.
I like the wings are asymmetrical.
It's cool.
Yeah, the wings the feather tips are all different, aren't they, on either side? So that's cool. That's an interesting feature.
I dropped a picture of mine of the robot mode just here so you can kind of see his face and a little bit of the detail. There are some quirks to the robot mode. And so the thing with this is that it has you're going to laugh when I say this, it has a spinning owl head gimmick.
What? Oh, as in like a real owl. Okay.
Yeah,
when you said laugh, did you mean sit there silently confused? Like,
wait, exactly. Yeah. I expected more of a reaction, I guess, but complete stony silence is fine. That's,
Can I try and guess how you do it? Is it his collar? Do you grab his collar?
It's kind of a little bit temperamental, if anything. It's one of those where I've never kind of got it to work as I think it's supposed to work, if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to remember how it works now. It's got like a little lever thing. It's like a gear thing, I think. But it's annoying because it never stops moving. So like even in the robot mode, when the head flips down onto the chest, it still rotates. So you're like kind of constantly putting it back to the orientation that you think it should be. Do you know what I mean? So
classic owl.
Yeah, exactly. Also kind of weird is that the wings obviously just kind of sit in that slightly awkward way, like sort of, at a right angle to the shoulders, as it were. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of fan them out a little bit or move them up or whatever, but not much.
It's kind of making me sad looking at the robot though, because he's like missing an eye. It's kind of got like an RSPCA appeal vibe to him, like he's been injured.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? Holes in his wings, there's bits missing here and there. It's kind of, I don't know. It just looks a bit in pain, doesn't he? Like he's been through the wars.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of feel sad for him. Like he's going to be in a sanctuary somewhere, an owl sanctuary.
They're going to run an appeal for him or something. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't know what happened to him, but I bet it was a hoot.
You were just teeing that up, weren't you? God.
No.
I was. Well, it could be worse because because his head spins right round. I mean, he looks like he might be dead or alive. You can't tell, can you?
Your jokes are so tawny.
Don't you start as well. Good God.
Spin me right round, baby, right round, Jason.
Let's not get onto that, honestly. We'll be here all night. Now, here's the black version. So in a bit more detail. This is really nice, honestly. The colours on it are lush. Really like the kind of red sort of translucent plastic. The chrome, although it's just silver, is really lovely as well. So there's a lot of detail on there as well. There's a lot to be said about it. Like the yellow kind of eye and stuff. So yeah, super cool.
Very
And
cool.
here's a picture of mine in the robot mode of the black version.
Oh, look at him. Yes.
Cool photo, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is that still Prowl? Or is it a different
Still Prowl,
one?
yeah. Still just
Prowl.
known as Prowl, yeah. Yeah.
A prowl.
A Prowl.
A prowl.
A Prowl.
A Prowl. Yeah, one thing I had kind of forgotten about this, which is really funny, is that the wiki lists this guy, this Beast Wars Prowl, as the same character as Binaltech Prowl. Don't know why. I think I do know why. I'm sure I've read it before, but no. I think there was a logic to it because there's a whole thing with like Prowl and Prowl 2, and yeah, I can't really remember it right now, to be honest.
Right.
Here we
didn't
go.
get the G1 homage colours deco, where he's got like a little police star on him and the Japanese police star.
Yeah, that would
Livery highway patrol.
That would be funny.
On a wing.
That would be funny. Yeah, so it's a continuity thing. So I'm not going to read it all out now. It's on the wiki if people want to read about it. But there's a whole like continuity thing in Japan with like 2 Prowls or something. So
okay,
it's part of that. So
I'll go read that after.
We ain't got time for all of that tonight. So we've got more toys, more ridiculous toys to look at. But yeah, this is a cool one. It's kind of an awkward one.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. He looks great.
He
handles a little bit awkwardly, I would say.
Okay.
Is my feedback on this guy. But still really nice.
Yeah, cool.
Have they like jet boosters on the side? Like,
Oh yeah.
So
that's what owls need.
That's clever.
Go fast.
Yeah.
Fast owl.
Yeah. It's for his vehicle mode.
There it is.
Flight mode. Yeah. Brilliant.
There you go.
Love it.
Right, I'm interested to see what you're going to make of this next one, because this is something. Here we go.
Is that Waspinator?
No, it's Scourge.
Is
Is this not like a 3-year-old child's painting? Is that not what I'm looking at here? Some sort of splodges of paint and colour.
It's definitely colourful, yeah. Absolutely.
I kind of love it. If
painful,
I'm honest.
hurtful, horrible.
I'm going to come out and say this. I'm going to state my claim on this one. I love this toy. I absolutely
You can't
love
never
this
be
toy.
coming at me on Tapman ever again with, this is so terrible. Look at the hell, this is, no.
It's
No.
grotesque and
It's
brilliant.
honestly
It's
so
amazing.
nice. It's so nice. It's just lovely in hand, this thing.
Put it
Right,
down.
I'm going to drop you
Some
another
pain.
picture. You can see what I mean. Check that out for kind of a locust mode. Just
Yeah,
looks great.
I'd love an insect transformer, and it's really gross and
Yes.
like it looks so organic, and that is cool. I really like that. That's cool.
Yeah, Jason gets it. Not a friend though, Jason.
Definitely not a friend.
Once again, it's in what's his name? The He-Man colours of the guy is it Mantena? Is it? Where his eyes pop out.
I'm not sure.
It's
Yeah,
those
maybe.
colours, the red and blue.
Yeah, he's very similar, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's true, actually. Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Now, you talk about your
Or
asymmetry.
Spider-Man.
Ooh, look
You
at
talk
that.
about your asymmetry. Check out this guy in robot mode, right? Like he's carrying all of his insect legs, or most of them, on the one arm, and then he's got a sort of more normal arm for the other bit, and it's a whole thing. And he's got the kind of back insect legs for his robot legs, which is really weird. So it's unusual, it's fair to say. But I there's something about the look of it that just always grabbed me. Honestly, I think it's super fun.
I love it, but my one question, because this happens a lot with beasts, I find, is there a lot of kibble that I'm not seeing?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay, yeah, all at the back.
No, not really. He's got wings hanging off him. Off the back. That's the main bit, really. But most of the kibble is the beast legs there that you're seeing on the arm.
Okay, cool.
But they're kind of like, they do make kind of like a weapon, like a pincer kind of thing, if you pose them correctly. So
Still
it kind of
cool.
works. It's an awkward-ish toy, but it kind of hangs together. Here's another pic of the robot mode, so you can kind of see it in a little bit more detail. Just there.
Okay.
Is that the vehicle mode?
It's got
Different way.
It's got a bit robot
thing now.
slash vehicle. Yeah, yeah.
It looks like he's been impaled and those legs have been stuck on the back of him. He's just his own legs have been chopped off.
Needless to say, doesn't have the best balance, this toy.
Yeah, it would look like it's
What's he
going
gonna
to
do
be
with that weapon as well? What even?
It's a
I've
sword.
gone off it now.
It's a sword. Where? Where's the blade? It's just like
There's a lot going on there.
giant. What's it that someone's poked holes in? It's a big waffle.
You're not feeling this one anymore, Jace.
No,
It's a waffle cricket bat.
It's like these pictures were tricking me. Yeah, I like it. I really like it in insect mode, the robot mode. That ain't going on my shelf easily, is it? Look at that.
No, fair enough. Bug mode is definitely the strongest
Yeah.
aspect of this one, fair to
Totally.
say. But I still really like this. I don't know why. I've just always had a bit of an affinity for this one. The box art on this is killer as well, fair to say. Let's move on, and we're going to look at another one. We're still in the deluxe category here, but there aren't many megas and deluxes, so we're kind of in the home stretch a little bit now, I think, if anything. This is Iguanus.
Oh,
yeah, this one I know. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Look at his robot head. That's cool.
Yeah, really cool robot head. And we're going to see a repaint in a minute, which actually kind of makes it even cooler in a weird way. But super cool looking figure, I think. Really unusual transformation with this one as well. So obviously it's a kind of like lizard thing, not really an iguana as such. But I do think it looks really nice. Here you go. Here's another picture of the beast mode, which I think will kind of really give you an appreciation for it.
Appreciation.
Oh, he's got a bit of a surprise.
This one, I can remember the very first time I ever saw this toy. And I remember my reaction was, oh, God, they're ruining Transformers with this. I was looking at it. I remember looking at it going, oh, what the hell? This is one of those rare times I couldn't even go with it's not for me. I just looked at it and went,
what are they doing?
The hell is this? No.
Fair. I can see where that might have come from, that opinion, yeah.
I love the frills.
And the cheapness of using the missile as a stick. Let me hit you with my knick-knack.
It does look like a knick-knack, it's true.
It's nice and spicy, not ribs and saucy. Ugh, no.
Look at the head sculpt though, Liam. That's cool, you know?
But you can't even see the face. You just see the mouth open. That's it.
That's what I love.
It's definitely a thing where the paint is a little bit dark. You kind of can't make out the face detail. It is true. This was one that I didn't have back in the day, so I only kind of came to this one more recently, but I do kind of appreciate it. I think it's just kind of weird and wonderful and wacky, and I do see where that opinion comes from though, Liam, because when you think of like, I was chatting with Maz about this once, and I said, it's hard to comprehend that this is from the same toy line as something like G1 Prowl, is it?
Yes.
Or like Smokescreen or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like
100% that. It's kind of it's a big disconnect. And this leads into Beast Machines for me. This feels where the sort of thing that Beast Machines sort of start to channel is this kind of like very offbeat, like just off kilter look to everything. And I didn't like. I like the TV show Beast Machines. It was the best Transformers cartoon for years. But the actual designs, this kind of too organic, techno-organic thing. This
turns you off.
What? Yeah, and this is what when I was first saw Beast Machines, my head went straight to this and was like, nope. This horrible thing, strawberry.
That's fair. See what you make of the repaint, because there was a universe repaint of this. Now, this is actually quite desirable as a repaint.
Which limb is this?
Is
this Devastator's like ass scratching stick? What is this?
Oh my gosh!
It's Devastator's left toe. However,
it's Devastator's scrotum.
Yeah. Oh God, that's why his mouth's open like that.
It's
Devastator's little guy. Little soldier. Oh no. Okay. God.
Move
about
on.
Lorenzo here, haven't we? That's what we've done.
Yeah.
However,
move swiftly on.
Robot face mode, way better here because you can see it.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, they've added extra paint on this, so the sort of gnarly, toothy grin is sort of painted over. That's not on the original in the same way, so it's kind of like picking out the detail but with different paint, and I do appreciate it for that.
The eye looks a million times better, I think, there as well.
Yeah. This is a very desirable repaint, bizarrely. This one, I don't have it. I would love to have it, and I don't. Don't
do you not?
It, but nope, I do not. Very hard to track down.
Flexo no more.
That's me.
To be fair, even I would say this one is at least 300 times better than the other one. But still, like at the absolute bottom of Transformers levels. However, I actually, no, you know what? I'll roll that one back because I quite like the robot mode in this one because you can see the face. And on the other one, I didn't realize they were teeth, the red thing, until we looked in. I was like, oh, that's what that was. And it's got another Motu villain kind of thing, and the colors work so much better.
Yeah. I do kind of agree with you.
I like the first one though because it had like this. It was like a kind of lava screaming mouth I saw when I was looking at it, which I quite appreciated.
Yeah,
it's like he's got this kind of like volcanic head going on with him, and just the way that the frills are painted and stuff. I quite like that.
It always reminded me of the furnace in Home Alone.
Oh, yeah, yes, totally.
When I first saw it, I was thinking of lava like Jason. It's very Mighty Max sort of that sort of thing, but you can't see I can see an eye there just about, but I think in this one,
a bit nondescript,
the face being green does so much to lift that out and make you realise that that's a big helmet that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Well, massive helmet.
I'm gonna move us on to the last deluxe. This is the last deluxe of them all, and this one is.
It's the fact that he looks like Mixmaster, and then like Mixmaster on a really, really, really bad day when he's this is what our Mixmaster sees himself after he's had some magic mushrooms, and he's like gone mad.
That is exactly it. Yes. So here's the last deluxe. This is Jawbreaker, and I'll just let you take that in.
Well, he's based on the other guy, isn't he? The skunk.
I don't think I can.
Looks like a similar...
No, completely separate thing.
Is he not?
There's just a lot of these weird things. Why is his beast head on his hand? What's going on
here? So it is. So, whoa. Yeah, so this is... I was waiting for you to spot that. So
That's
this
handy,
is one of those... It is handy, yeah, very handy. It's using your head. But this is one of those where the beast mode, I think, is super cool.
Oh, he's got his head in his hands.
God, the beast mode is super cool. I think the robot mode is take it or leave it. Do you know what I mean? I like it, sort of, but it's a hard sell, the robot mode on this one.
This is a hyena, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hyena. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I do think the beast mode is glorious. Like, check this out.
Oof.
It's got that.
That's cool.
Pained. It's almost like it's mid-morph, like it's being mutated.
Yes, bit American Werewolf in London.
These would murder Scar in The Lion King.
Yeah, they really would. They really would. He would have no hope. I kind of like the kind of hacksaw thing in the back, though. Do you know what I mean? That kind of looks like it's bursting out, and like the fact that it's red as well is just kind of super cool. Just the detail on this thing, man. I just think it's super.
They had a budget, didn't they, for painting these?
That's what I'm saying.
The inside of the ear being chrome blue is a nice touch.
So
that is, and that. The little bits of blue on the side of the head and stuff, it's stuff they would never paint in a million years now. And you just see here, it's just like liberal use of just lobbing cans of Deluxe everywhere.
Not to mention that vacuum metallized chrome is quite an expensive process anyway. And
they don't do it now, do they?
No, they don't, and well, very rarely. I mean, we get it on like HasLabs and stuff now, but and even then, it'll be like a little bit on the chest, and it'll be like, oh, we're bringing back a bit of vacuum metallized chrome, But here, it was just plentiful. I mean, I guess maybe it wasn't as expensive back in the day. I'm not sure, but the fact that you get kind of two-tone chrome on these as well, or like faded chrome, I think is really cool. Several different colors going on. I mean, this has got a bit of silver, a bit of gold, a bit of red, paint up the wazoo. And again, I think you're right, Liam. It's the fact that, like, if you go back and look at Ramulus, for example, that little green dot on his chest, stuff like that, where you're like, oh, you just added in a bit of green there for absolutely no reason. Like, that's not a paint that's anywhere else on that figure, but why not? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, the budget is on show.
Yeah, totally.
Like, look at that. The buzzsaw on the back, then it's just that little bit of gold chrome, like a splodge underneath it.
Yeah.
And it's just touches like that. It's just kind of cool. Yeah,
it's like you said, Liam, about how this is probably the best figure that shows the organic metal kind of mix that's happening with these characters, and it looks it's like
absolutely
that techno-organic part of it. That looks really nice. I would happily buy that figure just to leave it in that mode.
This is a beast machine.
Yeah,
it is. That's exactly that.
Check out the robot mode though, because it is a thing, honestly.
It's like the creature of the Black Lagoon gone wrong.
It's an unusual one.
This looks like one where somebody drew the beast mode, and it's so stylized and so detailed, and there's so much going on that it was probably really hard to get a decent robot mode. And the fact they've got something out of it, and they've probably just gone, this is not what I really care for, but the beast mode is cool. That they were all in on that.
I agree. I do genuinely think with this toy, and again, it's one I didn't have back in the day, but I do have now, and I do like it a lot. And it's because I think the beast mode is so strong that it just carries the rest of the toy. The robot mode is not incidental, but it's very much a kind of secondary thing in a way. And even then, I think it has its cool points. I mean, the hyena head hanging off like that is a hard sell, definitely. it's kind of cool because it's got the buzzsaw on the bottom, which has got like a little. You can even see it in my picture here. It's got a little spring gimmick thing, so it is activated.
Well,
so
you say that about the hyena head. Maybe I'm more forgiving because I have to think of stuff like Beast Wars Megatron, where it's just his head and stuff. And there's so many toys like that. It's like I kind of could look at this and go, kind of looks silly, but it just kind of looks like he's got his arms shoved up the arse of a dog. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like he's doing there.
He's a vet, yeah.
Dog's enjoying it, but he's having a great time. Yeah. Like, surprise.
Ow! Good God. Your mind, Liam. It's you know.
What's his name? Fist bump.
Yeah. Good God.
Fisto. Oh, this is the true Fisto. Again, it's Motu. But that beast mode is something else.
The beast mode is something else.
Really cool.
I think with the dog head on the arm, it's just because it's not sort of very natural feeling, but it's all to incorporate that gimmick with the kind of buzzsaw thing, I think, is the thing.
Yeah.
And it's obviously got the legs and stuff hanging off the arms, but I still kind of like it. You know, it's mad as all hell, but why not, eh?
Yeah, it reminds me more of like a hand puppet. That's what I'm thinking of. Who was the guy who had the little
like
dog, the little kind of grey dog? The TV show.
Are you thinking of like Sooty and Sweet?
Yeah, it could be. It's not Sooty and Sweet, but there's another one. Might have only been in Scotland, admittedly, this guy. But
Spit the Dog. Are you thinking of Spit the Dog?
Spit the Dog, that's who I'm thinking of. Yep, that guy. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Well done.
Jason, I love how wholesome you are, how your mind goes to nice things like puppets and Sooty and Sweet and Spit the Dog. My mind goes straight to fisting the dog and him being on an RSPCA watch list. Here's a question, Sixo. Is your version in your lovely photo here, is that the same toy as the one in the photo above? Like,
yeah, it is.
Same
the colours,
because the blues are very different.
Yeah, colours are weird, aren't they?
Yours is turquoise looking.
Yeah, mine is more the colour that it actually is. Like I'm literally looking up at the toy right now, and I could happily tell you that that's the colour that it is. But I have seen people's pictures, and the one here kind of makes it look more blue.
This looks like Centurion blue, you know, from the toys. It's that kind of bright blue, isn't it?
Yeah, which I actually
Lenore.
I hate to say it, I think that blue looks better. Like if that was the actual colour of the toy.
No, I was looking at this going, I would like it like this blue.
Yeah.
Like
there was a repaint of this though, a universe repaint, and here you go. This is one that has been, not going to lie, top of my wants list for years.
That's unbelievable. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to give you this one because that just looks mangy. That's cool.
Yeah, this is proper top of my wants list. This one. This is called Frostbite, Universe Frostbite. I think it's so nice.
Awesome name as well. Yeah, this. Okay, so I still lean toward the black and blue one of the colour that it's not actually is. That one.
Yeah.
Because there's something very Mighty Max, again, Image Comics about it. This, though, this just looks nice, and it's got that kind of cool evil vibe to it. Look at the cold purple as well. I like that kind of cold purple.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
It looks icy. Yeah, it kind of has that vibe to it.
That looks
Frostbite, isn't it? Yeah.
It looks like a custom. That looks like a custom paint job. That does not look like a released figure.
Really does.
That's so impressive. Absolutely. And this is still. What is this? This is still part of. Which line is this part of then?
This is Universe. So this is Universe repaint at this point. Okay. But it's still Beast Wars mold. But
this is quite restrained for Universe, isn't it? This is like. This is really well done. Like a lot of the Universe ones, you're like, what? This is mad. It works, but it's mad. But this is lovely.
Oh, I'm pleased that you think so.
I had no idea about this figure. So cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I've been on the hunt for this for some time, I'm not going to lie. So, and I was kind of like loath to bring it up because I just know some bugger now is going to like swoop in and buy them all or whatever. But hey, what can you do?
Was it a release that was it everywhere, or was it only in Japan, or was it?
No. It's American. It's a Hasbro release. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So yours is the arms are that way. So you can orientate the arms differently, like the shoulder.
You can. You can. There's a lot of like options, I guess, with this. Do you know what I mean? In terms of how, because it's like a whole mess of crap, basically, like on his arms and stuff. So you can kind of move them around. And
it looks like there's a stick jutting out of the dog head and that robot mode into the shoulder. Is that kind of how it works?
There's like a little. That's the activation for the buzzsaw gimmick. There's like a little.
Oh, okay.
That's the trigger, if you will, and then the buzzsaw kind of spins around.
Is this one expensive then?
No, I wouldn't. Well, now on the aftermarket, yes. Absolutely, yes. Now it would be, and very hard to find. I've seen people
chest
pay.
paint.
Yeah,
That's
I've seen
nice,
people pay
man.
well into 3 figures for this, which is wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What, like, when you say 3 figures, are you talking like £3.50?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Wow.
I've seen like
£13.95.
you know, I've seen multiple hundreds being spent on this.
Wow,
Jeez.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those. But I think that's kind of crazy as well. I don't think that's what people should be going for on this. Do you know what I mean? I just think that it's one of those where you're a bit like Energon Beachcomber. You know, you see it going for silly money and then people pay it, and it's sort of a bit of a perpetual cycle like that, you know, whereas I don't actually think that's what the toy is worth as such. But I mean, what's anything worth, you know?
Yeah.
So hard to say.
Only what you're prepared to pay.
Well, exactly.
I was going to say, Jason, we've seen you at TFN, Jason, so we
I
know.
was going to say, which I am, the worst at, or best at, whatever, Oh, no.
Yeah.
My goodness. And my
I'll
recent
take it. Yeah, exactly.
My recent pickups as well. And nothing I'm buying at the moment is cheap,
Yeah, we've noticed.
Jason running around like he's on flipping Brewster's Millions, and he's got like, I've got to spend this money now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like bloody supermarket sweep he is, honestly. Right, let's move this on anyway. This one I think you will recognise. Certainly Liam will. So
yes.
You know what this is, right?
Cybershark, is it?
Cybershark.
All bitey.
Yeah, old bitey, yes.
Skybite.
It is Skybite. It is Skybite, yeah.
And this guy did get a reissue, didn't he? He got not a reissue, sorry.
Good God. A repaint.
A repaint, didn't he?
He got a repaint.
Yes.
Repaint, yes,
Not
in
reissue.
RID. Skybite, yes.
That's
so,
right.
yes, this is Transmetal 2 Cybershark. We've moved up a class now, so this is Mega class. There are only 2 Megas and only 2 Ultras. And this is the first of the 2 Megas. So here you go.
This is the old Grot Bags inspired deco.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Yeah.
Very Wicked Witch of the West, even with the the witch's hat with the, with the shark fin.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I adore this toy. I really love the RID version, and I really love this version. And it's garish as all hell with the green and whatever else, but I think it's super cool, honestly. And the RID version actually has more detail on the shark, like in terms of paint and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even this is still pretty cool. Like you can see on the side there, it's got little kind of red highlights and things like this. The RID version goes the extra mile by far because it really adds in a lot of paint on some of the circuitry detail and stuff like this and picks it out. But still, I think this is pretty great, honestly.
It's a great shark mode. Love it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really
cool shark mode.
Again, I like the Halloween-y look of the robot mode.
Yeah,
I'm always going to prefer Skybite, but this green, and that photo is even nicer.
Yeah, that's one. I was going to say it's one of my photos.
Happy Halloween!
It's got a great face
super
sculpt,
weird face sculpt.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I'm melting.
Very much so.
It's wicked.
It is a little bit, yeah. The hand always kind of reminded me, and it's not really true, but it always kind of reminded me of Death's Head, because, of course, the shark's tail thing, which spins round, it's got a little motor gimmick on it. You can take that off, and then I always thought it would be cool if he had, like, other attachments that he could put on there, like a Death's Head type thing. But
that's cool.
Only the one, sadly. There are some oddities to it, like, obviously, if you've got the RID version, you know that his right arm, the fist is molded to the side. So he can only kind of like hold his gun from the side, which is a little bit weird. But here's the RID version anyway, just for the completeness sake. I know you know what it looks like, but
this is the guy.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's definitely the nicer color scheme of the 2.
Yeah,
so
I think it does so much with that as well. The asymmetrical chest with the paint on the Skybite version or Gel Shark.
Yeah, it's cool because it's got asymmetrical paint, asymmetrical molding, like even the sort of shark body halves that are like his shoulder pads or whatever, the way that they kind of sweep in different ways. It's a really odd toy to like handle, but it actually poses really nicely as well, I think. So I adore it, honestly. Really, really love
cracking.
it.
Really good.
Interested to see what you're going to make of this next one. There's a lot to say about this.
Oh my God.
What?
What the? Bloody!
It's like a cathedral. It's a cathedral of parts.
So nearly all of these I know or have seen. This one has caught me on the hop. I'm like,
wow. Okay.
Why am I want to call it Blackarachnia?
It is Blackarachnia. It is Blackarachnia.
Is it?
Oh, maybe I have then, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, okay.
This is Blackarachnia. This is Transmetal 2 Blackarachnia. This
Oh,
is in the show. This is in the cartoon.
It's not this one that becomes RC, is it?
It is this one that becomes RC.
It is,
yes,
isn't
there's
it?
an
Yeah.
RC repaint.
Wow.
So we'll talk
Okay.
about the repaint in a
That's
minute
right.
because the repaint is amazing.
I'll roll my earlier quotes back then.
Right.
And I just have to say, before we get anywhere, the thing that instantly makes me recognize it again is the little cutaway image at the top.
I knew it. I knew you would know the reputation of this toy. So before we get to anything, we should talk about this. So this
How
toy
did
is
they get away
notorious.
with it?
I don't know, man. This
It's a
toy
different time.
To really
Different
explain
time.
what's happening here is that the toy has a bra, as you can see in the main image. And then the original version of this toy, it was removable, and you get what you're seeing in the little inset picture there on TF Wiki. And later versions, because it did cause a little bit of controversy, I think, later versions, they didn't get away with it. They glued it down. So I have a glued down version. Yeah. My version, it's glued down. It was a later run. They actually stuck it on completely.
I've never been able to believe that they did this. It seems so out of step with anything they've ever done. Like, they've never, ever in any other toy that I can think of, a Transformer, gone for something like this. Like, they've had anatomy, like obviously, like a lot of pieces. But this is like
it's another level.
thing you would never expect from them at all. This is like whoever made this probably bought that mouse mat.
Yeah.
This
exactly.
just feels, but this just feels like an inside. Yeah, this feels a bit too much like an inside lads sort of thing, isn't it?
Well, it is, to be honest. I mean, it's gross. Let's be honest. But it is exactly what you're saying, Liam. Is it's like a lads thing because so in the show, the really weird bit is that the inset picture with the bra removed. That's how she looks in the show. So they based it off that bit. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Now, it all, I think anyway, just my theory, it all comes back to the original Blackarachnia design in the cartoon because, of course, the first toy was based off Tarantulas. It was a repaint. And then supposedly, anyway, the story is that the mainframe animators, when it came time to animate Blackarachnia, they wanted to come up with a different design. And they took apparently one of the animators to a strip club and then sat him down afterwards and said, go wild, basically, and Blackarachnia was the result. This is a true story, by the way, supposedly.
Wow.
How did they get to, you've got to do a robot that turns into a spider? Let's go to a strip club for ideas.
I have
that will
no
give
clue,
us
It's
honestly.
very tenuous, isn't it? All expenses you paid.
Yeah.
Imagine that expense form.
plays so hard into that thing of, nerds in the bedroom, that stigma that gets attached to people, like, go outside and touch some grass or whatever, and it just
I
that
agree.
sort of thing. It's like this is where it comes from. That's how you decide you got to design a female, is by going to a strip club,
100%
taking
agree.
a transforming spider creature robot and thinking, I've got to add some Madonna vibes here.
Yeah, and it's a real shame because I really like the Blackarachnia character, and I do really like this toy. But it is kind of a weird stigma of it as well, and I don't appreciate it for that. And so I think basically when they came time to do the Transmetal 2, I think it's just that kind of legacy of like it being a bit, voluptuous or whatever. And then that in itself, that's got CD roots, and then that's been taken into kind of overdrive with this and kind of turned into something else. And it's just a bit unpleasant. So
it's that there'll be people listening to this going, oh, it's just a joke, or, you're overreacting or something like that. And that's wrong, because this is exactly the sort of thing that I think sort of keeps, it kind of makes females not comfortable with some toys
100%.
sometimes. When you see things like that, and if you think like that, it's like, it's fine, but it's that kind of like, if you look at that, you're uncomfortable, aren't you? And I just think that sort of thing, it's very much an inside lads joke. Like, it's the kind of thing, the joke I would have heard playing many of the football teams sort of lads making, and it just
it's exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you both, like me, have had those moments where particularly when I was younger, not so much now, but particularly when I was younger, where other blokes make those kind of jokes with you, expecting you to kind of get in on the joke, and you're a bit like,
cringe.
This is just not my sense of humor, really. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it is cringe, to be honest. And so, and I totally agree with that assessment on this. So it's kind of one of those just unfortunate bits of Transformers history, like in a weird way.
And the problem it has then is, once you know that and you look at it, you see stuff like the waist, the green paint, and you go, if they painted this like a thong, it becomes really hard to look at the rest of the toy and start seeing things that might not even be there. It looks like they've painted it as underwear, so that's what it kind of looks like. And then
she's got like boots on.
I can't.
There's all this. It's very naive. Let's put it that way.
It's that making that thing, isn't it, of making a female Transformer where they wouldn't do this to a male-coded robot at all, where they wouldn't paint it like, oh, here's a bloke in boxer shorts, or here's his junk, or this kind. You know what I mean? And it's like when you look at this and you start seeing something like there's done a bra or stuff, and it's that. No,
it's a shame because in a weird way, I do think the kind of bra thing makes it worse. Like if you just didn't have this kind of removable piece, and you wouldn't think about it as much.
Yeah,
do you know
I
what
don't
I mean?
know. I just kind of look at it all. I think there's for want of a better phrase, it's dual layered, isn't it?
Yeah,
multi-layered. I just think there's kind of both parts of that. It could have been a square. It could have been anything else. There's absolutely
don't get me
no
wrong.
need
100% agree. There was no need for
anatomize it like this.
It's a tough one. I think what's weirder now is when you see new Blackarachnia toys now, like particularly the Kingdom one that look like the classic design, like with the boobs and everything, and it's kind of like, oh, we're still doing this, are we?
Yeah,
do you know
that's
what I mean?
the thing.
But it's a tough one because I also get that even people that probably agree with that, as in they agree with what I've just said, some of those people still want the toy to look like the old cartoon. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I think that's a fair thing though, because like I would look at RC and I would see elements there and be like, it's a bit, coded in certain ways.
Yeah.
But as a kid growing up, that's the RC I grew up with, that's still the RC I would lean to wanting toys of.
Right.
It's not because of those features, it's because that's the RC that I know and would want. And I think so I kind of get that with the Blackarachnia, if that's what you grew up with and what you want.
There's a little bit of that, I think, yeah.
It's that accuracy thing, isn't it? It's in the same way you'd want any Transformer to be accurate to whatever version you want. So I can kind of understand that side of it.
This toy definitely pushes the envelope a little bit. Let's put it that way. So
how did it get through? I have no idea. I suppose it's a different time. That's all I can think of. It's a different time, and I can't fathom how that made it through.
It's unfortunate because the toy itself is actually kind of cool. Like it doesn't stand up worth a damn. But the detail on it, honestly, is superb. Like the spider mode is like nothing you've ever seen.
The spider mode looks amazing.
Super cool.
Yeah,
spider mode is really, really quite breathtaking. Honestly, like super cool chrome and paint and all of the stuff that we've been talking about. So there is a lot to like about it. But yeah, it's got its unsavory aspects as well. Fair to say. This one, of course, does have a slightly brighter side in the RC repaint. Now, no bra on RC, but I think this is kind of what I mean. Like, in a way, because it's not there, you just don't think about it in the same way. Do you know what I mean? So this is obviously one of my pictures of RC.
See even there, all I'm seeing is, again, it's like a bikini top, isn't it?
I see what you're saying.
It's a bit that, and it's, once you then look at the pants and you sort of see the rest of it, it's hard. I just think if you told someone to design a male robot, they wouldn't draw it like a man. They would just draw a robot with a slightly masculine face.
Well, that I think is still a problem.
Oh no, yeah, but I think this is what the issue is. It's kind of like if you told someone to then make a female robot, they make it like a girl, like the whole body.
Oh,
and I think
that's
the
the
wrong side of it. It's weird that
I think we still have a bit of that now, though. I think there's still, when you see new female characters of Transformers now, they're very kind of
slender and
exactly. It's not so much that they're female coded; it's that they accentuate a kind of a very particular shape of woman, if you like. Whereas
that's what I mean. That's what it goes for.
Exactly,
very thin.
The male robots tend to be all kinds of weird and wonderful body shapes, and then you get this one body type for all the female characters, and I think that's really kind of the issue mainly. It's not so much a problem.
That's exactly what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like if you told a designer to design a male robot, you get any size or anything. They don't think of it as drawing a bloke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if you say draw a female robot, they draw a thin their idealization of a woman kind of thing that they've seen in a magazine.
Which is why I think it's cool that only like a year or two after this was released, you've got stuff like Beast Machine Striker and things like this, which is a female character, but like nothing at all like you would expect, So I think that's kind of cool. There have been some over the years, but I think it's still a problem that goes on to now, to be honest. Like, Transformers is so skewed male.
Yeah, there was the female Lugnut in Cyberverse, whose name I can't remember. Who I think was originally supposed to be Lugnut, and then for some reason it was changed. That was another one, and I like that.
That's a good example.
It's all robots, isn't it? And
yeah,
you should have male and female robots. The female robot shouldn't have to look like this sort of silliness.
Completely agree. Right, let's move us on anyway. I think this is a debate we can perhaps return to another time, because I do think there's a lot to unpick with all of that, and it's a worthy conversation as well.
Definitely.
But for tonight, there are 2 more Transmetal 2s to go, and we're moving into Ultra Class here, of course.
Ooh.
Now, we mentioned Tigerhawk, so here he is. It's probably not the most flashing.
I love you so much,
Jason,
for that little laugh.
Yeah. Not the most flashing picture I've started with. I've actually got a couple of my pictures here, so you can see him next to the Legacy version. So it's the original is on the right in that photo, and then you can probably work out which one it is here. They've sort of swapped it round. I've not done the thing of keeping it on the same side.
Sporran.
It does have a Sporran.
Oh, look at him! Oh, he's so cute.
So what do you make of this? Obviously, this guy is in the cartoon. You've got the new Legacy toy out now as well, so Star's a little bit on the rise, but I think it's a super cool design.
Yeah. It's a very interesting one.
Chunky boy,
yes,
isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I see him. I've seen I've seen the new versions.
Don't say reissue. Don't say reissue. It's not a reissue.
You've seen the new version.
I've seen the new version. This is
the new toy.
I don't know what it is. So I should love cat. I love cats, right? Love cats to bits. Could have all the different types of cats. But I always struggle with Transformers that are cats. Because I always just find them, like, Cheetor's too gangly and leggy and got his weird gimmicks going on. And this is more like a kind of armoured cat tank for me.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know what it is. The feline kind of shape and all that kind of thing. I just don't know if it necessarily lends itself that well. Yeah, it's not my fave.
No, fair enough.
I see what you're saying with cats, Jason. I think a lot of that is they're very slender creatures, aren't they? And I think once you then have to pack in the mass of a robot mode, you end up with something that doesn't quite work into a cat. It doesn't quite lend itself to those shapes in the same way.
Yeah, and it's like because I don't know. I like the robot mode, but it's kind of that thing. It's kind of fun. Although, what is he? Is he a bird as well?
Yes. So this is the thing. He's
vehicle mode, Jason.
2. It's not his vehicle mode. He's a Transmetal 2. Do you know, I'm just going to say, I like the fact that we've been looking at this for a solid couple of minutes, and it's taken you to this point to be like, is he a bird as well? He's got very big honking wings, mate. I mean, like, how many tigers do you see?
So it's a Sporran.
Yeah.
You're
seeing the beast mode there as well. Do you know what I mean? He's got wings on him and bird legs. His hind legs are bird legs.
Got the eyes of a tiger.
Okay, but maybe show me the bird.
A bird as well. Yeah, no, he's just a regular winged tiger. You know, no. So yes, he is part bird. So this in the show, he's a mix of two. He's a mix of Airazor and Tigertron, and the two get kind of melded together, and then this is the result, basically. So
can I just say, I've always loved that he's got that big green orb below his chest.
Yeah,
which it looks like he's got a supermarket, like a CCTV camera attached to him. It's always like it's like he's just flying around on the lookout, you know, making sure
a bit like that.
Nobody's stealing them tins of beans.
It is a bit like that. This is a really weird feature, actually. So him and Megatron both have these, and they were originally conceived they were going to be a little spark driver gimmick, where you would have a little pilot sat in the seat. And it kind of it's so weird because they left it in, but they took the driver out. And the idea was that it was going to be kind of a reference to the show. And I think with Megatron, it was going to be because he like takes the spark of the original Megatron, and it's kind of like, you know, sat in there almost as like a little character, as it were, kind of a representation of a spark. But it was decided to take it out because it was felt that it would be too confusing. Like, why is there a pilot in this robot, you know, and that people would kind of almost like Diaclone, like people would think that it was not like a sentient mecha or whatever else. Do you know what I mean? And so they took the little pilot out but kept the cockpit in, and it's just this kind of weird feature that revolves round almost. And what's really strange is that we'll come to Megatron in a minute, but there is a version of a repaint of Megatron, Cryotech, the Japanese version, which still has the little driver in it. Which is super cool. So we'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah,
I do like Cryotech.
Yeah, Cryotech's cool. But all
do you remember TFN a couple of years ago when we got Mike a cryotech.
Oh man, no, it wasn't Mike. It was Rob. It was Rob.
Oh god, it was Rob's the terrible one. We also got we also got in the red alert where the spoiler was missing.
Yeah, it didn't go well. We got our mate a cryotech, a RID cryotech a couple of years ago at TFN, and then someone sat on it.
Which is in the bar. Those curves, the curve seats.
The worst bit is we kind of, I'll say it politely, but we knew who it was, and then they didn't acknowledge it, and it was kind of like, do you know what I mean? Just one of those where people are not very polite about it, and you're kind of like, okay, thanks very much then. Do you know what I mean? So it was an unfortunate incident, let's say, but hey ho. But yeah, this is, I think, super cool figure. Very complicated transformation, or at least kind of weird transformation with how it all kind of unfolds, because his back legs go up onto his chest, as you can probably see just there. And then kind of the front legs fold down to form his robot mode legs, and got Cat's head hanging off his one shoulder and all of this kind of stuff. Quite articulated wings, spring-loaded gimmick in the wings, firing missiles, all kinds of stuff going on in this one. So I think it's pretty cool. And of course, the Cat, the tiger head, has this sort of gimmick where it's got this little bit of armor that folds down in a kind of a He-Man style as well, you might say, Liam.
Battle Cat style.
It is Battle Cat, isn't it? Yeah, very much.
Is that the bird?
Vehicle mode, Jason.
Is that the bird?
That's the beast mode. That's the beast mode. Same beast mode as you've seen before, but just with the wings out.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't for me.
It's confusing you, isn't it?
Right. It's not for me.
It's a tiger with wings and
helmet.
A little battle mask. A little helmet, yeah.
It's so bad. I know. I was so forgiving of the
part bird,
ones,
part cat.
I expect more from my cats. This is the problem.
Right. I'll bear that in mind.
He's like Sylvester and Tweety if they did like a Dragon Ball Z fusion
does he chase
together.
Himself? Does he just run in circles, chasing himself, trying to bite
chasing
himself?
his own tail.
Yeah. It's like, what a bird.
I thought I saw a putty cat. I am the putty cat.
Oh no.
So there is a really nice repaint of this. I'm just moving this on. There is a really nice repaint of this. Here you go.
That's nice.
This is Razor Claw. This is another universe repaint. Super lovely. And the one thing I would say about this is that obviously the colours are amazing, but
Skywalk
also... Yeah, it's very Skywalk.
Very Skywarpian in its way.
It's cheesy grin going on.
But that's it. It also makes much better use of the face sculpt. Like the face sculpt on the original Tigerhawk is all white. Like you can't really see the teeth very easily, and it's kind of like a lot of the detail is missed. Whereas here it really picks it out nicely.
Yeah. So in the defense of this figure, whenever I've seen the new versions of this figure, I've always been tempted because they display it in the box in the robot mode, and it has the talons.
The reissue.
Stop it. It has the talons hanging down on the front, like in this shot here, which I love. I really love that look. I think that looks so cool.
Yeah.
This the visual of that and this little nod. So for me, it's a triple changer. Kudos for that. And I think, that
it's not
going back to
it's not a triple changer. It's two modes.
Is it though? Because it's a robot and a tiger and a bird.
No, but it's
the bird and the
tiger bird.
It's a tiger bird.
Oh, is that why it's called
You're
Tigerhawk?
basically just looking at the wings having been lifted up.
Okay, yeah.
It's a bird and a tiger in one mode.
Beasts are hard. Wait, isn't that a griffin? Is it a griffin?
No, it's just a tiger hawk. It's tiger hawk. It's literally the thing is called tiger hawk, and it's a bird cat. That's what it is.
Oh, beasts are challenging.
They're not really though. When they're called stuff like tiger hawk, it's in the name.
Yeah, okay, got you. I'm working it out.
My critique of this toy will always be the same, and it's always think I really like it. And I love the robot mode, except for I always feel like the legs look too short.
Yeah, they do a bit.
And I think it's because his torso is so wide, even particularly on the new version of all of them, more so than the original. But even with the original, I still feel like it just ends up like his legs look a bit stumpy because of his he's so wide on the upper body.
I think visually the sporran kind of makes it look a little bit like that as well. Maybe
that's why I wear a sporran all the time, to make myself look shorter.
But he has one of the single greatest design touches in all of Transformers. I would even say that, which is the bird claws over the shoulders.
Yeah.
It's just such a nice. Well, it's just like they're resting there, like it's just I love that.
It's cool.
I do as well. Very cool. You're going to see a little bit of that on the next one as well. Final entry.
Can only be
I
the
thought
one.
this was going to be quite a quick episode, lads. I genuinely thought this will be
No
nice and
chance.
quick and easy.
You talking about beasts?
And-
No.
Me? It's you two, like, gawking at
We'll
everything.
beast here all day.
Yeah, it's all the terrible puns that have tied us up.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's punishing,
Right.
That's why.
Oh, God. We're nearly at the end.
Keep going.
We're nearly there.
Come on.
I know.
Roll him out. We know who this
Final
is.
one.
Is it the
Here
baddie?
we are.
Uh,
It's Megatron.
Wow, look at that guy. What the is going on with his head?
You've seen this toy before.
oh, Jason coming straight in with a critique. I like this. Come on,
Oh,
Jason.
God. There are no critiques to be had of this toy. It's perfect.
Except
Look at this.
his head is a volcano.
What?
Is his head a volcano? I need to know.
What are you on about, man? What are you on about?
His robot head.
Jason's lost control.
Is it like the peak of it? It's like lava. Is that?
What, on
Oh,
the
I
top?
see what he said.
Oh, it's like a little. It's like a little helmet thing.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Like
oh,
a
yes.
translucent orange helmet.
So he's
thing.
got light
I see
piping.
what you're
Does he have
saying.
light piping?
A Volk helmet.
No light piping. He's got painted
No light
green
piping.
eyes.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, he's got painted green
Do
eyes.
you know, but don't get me wrong. Big giant dragon, right? It's cool. Amazing. Look at his big dragon
it's so
arm.
cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
I'm going to drop you a couple more picks. These are my picks in comparison to the legacy version of this, of course, which was just released quite recently, so you can see. And it's funny
wow.
because
Lovely, isn't it?
yeah, it's so nice.
Jesus.
It's funny because I think of the legacy toy as being not small but not massive, whereas I think of the Transmetal 2, the original, as being a massive toy, like a big toy. But if anything, head height, it's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
and,
It's a bit
I
small,
can't
yeah.
reconcile that.
I think there's just a lot more mass on the
God, look at it in alt
Transmetal
mode.
2. And if you look at it, it's a lot of like thick plastic for the legs and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
That alt mode dragon is peak. That is worth buying it just for that.
You're looking at the old one, right? You're looking at the original.
But how would his wings work with all those holes in? How would that
He's
stay
a
on the
dragon.
air?
He's
That makes no
magic.
sense.
It's a dragon. It's magic. Yeah, magic dragon.
Why do they call him Puff? Oh, so wait. Has he got one of them little spark? He's got the spark crystal thing, hasn't he, for the driver?
Yes. So this does as well.
I bet his driver, if he'd have had it, would have been called Pete, because then it could have been Pete's Dragon.
Anyway,
Just like, he's like a gremlin. He's like he's eating
Yeah.
food after midnight or something.
You know, God, I know. He senses that we're trying to finish the episode like at a reasonable hour, and he's like, it's going to do his worst. So anyway, lots of nice things to say about this. I agree with you, Jason. I think that it displays beautifully in Dragon mode. It's honestly one of the nicest looking Transformers toys of all time, in my humble opinion. And that is a humble opinion, but I think it's absolutely glorious. Like, I have it right up there. It's one of the few that is not like in a cabinet or anything like that, because I have some other versions of this, Dragon mode, all on display in kind of a little corner of my room, just because I think it's so beautiful. I love the whole Dragon Megatron thing from start to finish anyway, and I think this original toy is just breathtaking. I think the finish on it is superb, the chrome on it is superb. It's got gimmicks like little flappable wings and things like this. It's got like a missile in the mouth. It's got like a little neck that kind of articulates and stuff. The transformation is super, super interesting, like nothing you've ever seen on a Transformers toy. And it's just weird, a weird toy, but just fantastic, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's great. What is on the dragon mode there on the thighs? What are those like?
The kind of wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
Are they not jet boosters?
kind of, yeah. So there is a. You know how we said that none of them have vehicle modes?
I was going to say he's got vehicle mode. Here it is, guys. Here it is.
He's got a vehicle mode,
Oh,
kind
cool.
of. Like,
Right,
it's
okay.
so weird. So you see the wiki pic, right? You can see that there's a kind of a third thing going on there, like sort
yeah.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sort of the vehicle mode. Like, there are wheels on the bottom. Like, there are actually little wheels that fold out of his legs. Like, you can see just underneath
It's
the
trolley
arm there.
mode.
Yeah. And you can pull a little lever, which is actually, I think on all of them it's installed backwards, so it doesn't quite lock into place. But I think it is supposed to be able to lock, so that the neck is kind of controlled with this little lever, and it should lock so that the neck is straight, so like pointing forwards basically, and then it's like a dragster kind of mode.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing madness.
You weren't
I love
expecting that
it.
way, because it's like dragon and dragster.
Yeah, there you go.
You see?
That's fine. It's working for me.
Again, very
Why not?
Motu. Dragstore.
It's cool.
I'm into it.
Remember we talked about the it was me when I brought up that other dragon. It's the I forgot what it was. Was it Prime? No, was it Prime?
Predaking.
Predaking, of course. Yeah, Predaking. I actually display Predaking in his robot mode actually, but I would buy this purely for that dragon mode because again, I'm kind of intrigued about putting a few of these types of figures within my collection just because it totally draws people in. They're like, but is that a Transformer? And this is a great because that's a really great dragon mode.
Yeah, it's superb.
I like the trolley mode. So you can drag him around.
Oh man, yeah.
Drag me to hell.
Stop dragging my dragon around.
Roller skate mode.
I like the chest, the blue and the gold sort of bubble, because that's very Diaclone, and that feels like very deliberately
it was
coloured that way too.
Yeah, so this is where the Spark Driver gimmick would have been. So you still get the little seat in his chest,
That's
which
what
is
I mean,
which is weird. But the driver, of course, is not there. Now, the repaint of this, which I'm going to drop here, is Cryotech. And you can see how glorious that is. This is Robots in Disguise, Hasbro release. I honestly couldn't tell you which of these two I prefer. Like, I think they're such a great compliment for one another, just because you get as well the kind of, it's the red and the blue, the kind of fire dragon, ice dragon thing. It's just perfect, honestly. And so nice as well with the kind of purple wings and the little green accents and everything going on this. Now, as I say, there are two releases of this. This is the Hasbro version. You can see there's no driver in the little kind of crystally thing, little orb on his chest. But I do also have the Japanese release of this, which is the same box. Just the only difference is it has a little sticker on it. So it's super hard to track down because unless you can see the box from one particular angle, which is like the bottom where it's got a little Japanese sticker on it, you're never going to know if this is the Japanese release or not. And that still has the little driver in it. So super cool.
It's very cool.
Have you not got a photo of it with the driver?
I haven't taken one, actually, which is silly of me, isn't it? So I should have done that. Yeah, should have done that. It is on the wiki for Cryotech if you want to go and check it out. But a little bit of a blurry pic from what I remember. Maybe I should take a sharper one at some point and submit it.
That face sculpt in that last image there, amazing. Yeah. So cool.
Super nice.
Really nice.
I was just thinking of that because it really reinforces the sort of Kenner influence that really shines through in these toys particularly, and a lot of it's in the face sculpt stuff where you can tell it's not the kind of Takara style original Hasbro Transformers, very robot-y. Here there's a very human element to the face, very expressive in that way. It's more playful, I think,
definitely.
Transformers usually tend to be.
Aaron Archer worked on a lot of these toys. He worked on Dragon Megatron, for example. So, that would be a good tale to hear one day. Do you know what I mean? He has talked a little bit about it on his pod and stuff. So, but yeah, I just think this toy is magnificent, honestly. Absolutely glorious thing.
Peak.
And I would strongly recommend it, Jason. Strongly recommend it. So,
totally.
So, yeah, there we go. That is
very good.
Transmetal 2s.
Good stuff.
I'm exhausted now. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this has been...
Yeah. That was epic. I had a 5 a.m. start today as well, This is like...
Wow.
But this kept me going. These are some good figures, right? I very much enjoyed that. There's a few pickups here.
They're weird and they're unusual, and it's about as odd as Transformers has ever got, I think. But I think you kind of have to look at it for what it is and for what they were trying to do at the time. It's just superb, really. And as we said earlier, like the finish on them, the chrome, spectacular.
And this organic metal combination thing where they really went for it, because we've talked about other lines that have come out, like the Titan Masters when we were talking about that recently, and they've got the kind of the beast versions and stuff, but they're just when you see these, they really went for it on these, which I love.
Yeah,
good
it's
stuff.
a very different ethos. This is so of a time. This kind of techno-organic, it's very unique, and I like that it kind of carries all the way through this line. This kind of the Transmetal stuff, and when you sort of culminate in the pinnacle of the line, which is this Megatron, it's all of those elements ramped up even more.
Yeah, agreed.
Like even the paint is it's like it reaches its absolute zenith here. It's just so nicely done.
Yeah, it's a top tier toy for me. The Megatron is definitely the standout of the line for me. I mean, there's lots of great highlights, but the Megatron is one that you just can't help but be impressed by.
See, mine is the Frostwolf Frostbite.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
I think that might be the guy. Although I really want the Cheetor. I think that's actually my favourite of the bunch.
They
Really?
make a good duo, those two.
Yeah, of all
they
things.
look really good together. Like,
Don't even
just
like
the two of
Cheetor.
them side by side. I mean, a nice little bookend.
I'm not having a collection.
Yeah.
2 is a collection. One is just an oddity.
Well, I think it's been a lot of fun going through all of that. So I've enjoyed it immensely. I'm glad you have as well. But of course, if you want to get more like this, then what do we always say? You want to get on our Patreon, don't you? Because you want to get to patreon.com/triple takeover, where we have 5 glorious tiers of stuff. Get a lot more conversation as well, because we've got all kinds of exclusive recordings on there, like mini-sodes and mini-series and stuff like that. So if you've listened to all of our public episodes, and I know there are quite a few, you can get pretty much double the content, I think, on there by now. It must be. I don't know. So there's a lot on there anyway.
Way more than that now, surely.
Probably. It must be well over. I don't know. Yeah. We should tot it up and see. So, but you can get on our Discord as well, and you can get early access to regular episodes like this up to and over a week early. So lots of good stuff at patreon.com/triple takeover. We also have a sponsor for the evening. That is tfsource.com. So do go and check them out for all your Transformers and third-party needs.
And we have a Redbubble. So, go there. Buy stuff.
Wow, that's it, is it? That's the Redbubble segment.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Tick.
Yeah.
Done.
I wasn't expecting us to reach this part of the show right now.
All right, okay.
I was actually looking still at this picture of Wolf Guy.
You're still enabled, are you?
And lamenting that he isn't that actual shade of blue. I was kind of just looking there going, I wish that one existed.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But sadly, we don't have that on Redbubble. But head there and buy some t-shirts. Redbubble.com, Triple Takeover, you know that, all of that. And if you want to let us know what you think of the
amazing
Transmetals
segment,
too.
Liam. Just flawless.
That's the sales technique, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you aren't that busy on Redbubble buying stuff from us, head over to our social media feed, which is Triple Takeover on all of the things you can find us, and let us know about what you think about these Transmetals and how absolutely bonkers some of them are, and which are your favourites and which ones you don't like. And otherwise, Sixo, they can find you on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. He's on everything at SixoTF. Go find him, follow him. Jason, where can they find you?
Wow.
J Swags on Instagram.
Excellent.
And what about you, Liam? Where are you?
I'm talking about Soapbox. Anyway, there's an we're not playing Sixo's little game this week.
What game? I don't know what the game was. I don't know. Well, didn't even let me get a word in.
So slick.
Go on, get your outro. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can find me out there as well. Look for the ats. That's where I'll be.
I've done it. I've sold you a little social media presence.
Oh dear, I did. This has been a great fun one. I'm absolutely exhausted now. I can't even tell you, but I've been like grinning from ear to ear for the last 2 hours or more. So it's I need to go and get a stiff drink.
You need one after some of these.
You definitely do. Well, I do also love the fact that I've potentially enabled you both on something this evening. So I can't wait to see how that shakes out. For the rest of us, I'm sure some of us are going to be heading to eBay to try and get hold of a Universe Frostbite or whatever else it might be. So, get in there quick, lads, because they're going to go. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, it has been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for listening. And of course, we'll be back for more Beast Chat in the future. But until then, we'll catch you for the next one.
Ow! 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 Ow!